Oliver versus DiMarino.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Oliver, it is your claim that the defendant owes you some money for babysitting services, and the defendant says you've been paid. She's counterclaiming because she says because you were such an inefficient sitter, she lost money. When did you start babysitting for a child or children?
2 children. We had an interview on the 5th of January, and then she started the 8th of January.
And how did you find her?
My father had given me her number because she was running a local ad in one of the papers for daycare. So
How old are your children?
I have a son that will be 3 in a couple months, and my daughter just turned 6.
All right, January 8th is when she started, and what was the financial arrangement?
Anywhere from $150 to $170 a week.
Now, the first week that you babysat, did she pay you?
Yes.
And the second week?
Yes.
So we're talking about 1 full week of $150 that you claim she didn't pay you for.
The last week of her 2 weeks' notice.
What do you mean the last week of her 2 weeks' notice?
She gave 2 weeks' notice. She paid the first week, and she didn't pay the last week.
What days did she bring the children to you during that second week?
The last week, Monday, she brought both her children. Tuesday, she called me, and she said that she had been out drinking the night before, and she was hungover, so she would not be bringing her children Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
Yes.
No, that's not true.
Wednesday, she brought both her children. Her little son had a terrible diaper rash, and he had diarrhea at my house that day. I called her to come pick her son up because he was ill. I actually had to take him upstairs and bathe him because he had defecated all over himself and all down my carpet.
Okay, go ahead.
The next day, Thursday, she brought him. He had defecated in his pants.
So he was soiled again.
Yes, he was.
What about her daughter?
Her daughter had diarrhea that morning, but she went to school.
Well, she's 6.
Yes.
Just a second. But she was there at your facility, at your home?
Yes.
The daughter, until she went to school?
Correct.
Okay. And Friday?
Thursday, when she came to pick up her son, I called her and said, he cannot stay here. He is ill. I have got to put my other children in high chairs and fasten them in, and I have to take care of him. And it's dangerous. It's not respectful to my other kids or for me. And I said, you need to pick him up. And she became very angry, saying he was not ill,
Okay.
and she tried to pass it off.
Okay. Ms. DiMarino, why did you give your 2 weeks' notice?
It's because I noticed that the level of care wasn't necessarily where it needed to be. The week right before I gave my 2 week notice, my son had his hand slammed in the door. He was unable to use his hand for a couple of weeks. His fingernails, in turn, fell off. I was never notified. I was never called. The first time I found out about this was when I arrived at her house. Now, my children seem to like her. However, she did not work well for me. Sometimes my job demands that I stay later. I can unfortunately never count on her to do so. I realized I'd made a bad mistake, and my previous child care provider had been in Egypt on vacation for over a month, so I decided to go back. I gave her my 2 week notice.
When you gave her your 2 week notice, the first week your children went to her home.
Yes, ma'am.
Every day?
No, ma'am. She went to a funeral that week. That was a complete oversight on my part, and I paid her for the full week.
Did you go to a funeral that week?
Yes, ma'am.
What day did you go to a funeral?
Tuesday.
Were you available to babysit?
I was not.
Were you paid?
I was. And everybody else paid the full
I
amount.
don't care what everybody else did. Everybody else is not suing.
Well, I gave her credit of $120. The 3 days, I've added a $10 late fee as per our agreement that we had.
Just a second. It's not a late fee. There is a dispute as to whether or not you're entitled to be paid. So forget late fee.
Ma'am, she signed an agreement with me that she would pay a late fee.
Listen to me very carefully, because there is a dispute, which is why you are here. Do you understand? I want you to forget late fee. That's not happening.
She signed a contract that
Listen to
said
me.
that she would pay
Listen to me.
regardless if her children were ill.
I want you to pay careful attention to me. Anywhere in your contract does it say if you are unavailable to babysit, you get paid anyway?
No, ma'am.
So that some things are not covered by a contract. Is that right?
Right, but others
When
are.
there is a dispute as to whether or not you are entitled to payment, that falls outside the contract, just as the fact that you had a funeral to attend and you couldn't get anybody else to cover for you because your job is very personal in nature.
Correct.
So when you can't babysit for people whose jobs depend upon you doing your job, very often they lose their wages from their job. Correct? Do you understand? Yes. That's why sometimes contracts don't cover every eventuality. You are not entitled to be paid for the day you took off.
I'm not asking for that.
But you were paid.
That's why I gave her credit the next week.
But you were paid. Well, if you gave her credit the next week, let us assume that you're entitled to $150 for the week. That would mean that you are really only entitled to $120.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're suing her for $150. So now we're down to $120. Now, you explain to me why you don't feel as if your children went there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes, ma'am. They were not there Tuesday because I had some prior arrangements.
That has nothing to do with her.
Absolutely.
That has no, you
I had
have
every
to pay her for that.
I had every intention upon paying her. Had my son came back being said that he was sick, which is what I told Miss Oliver on Thursday when she called me and said, you are aware you do owe me $120. And if you do not pay me by Friday at midnight, I will start adding $10 late fee. I said, that's fine. You're entitled to do whatever you need to do. However, my son will be at the doctor's at 4:30 today. If he is given a clean bill of health, I will not pay you a dime. If it is said that he was sick, I will pay you. My son was taken to the doctor. He wasn't sick. There was nothing wrong with him. She's the only person.
Show me the doctor's letter.
Yes, ma'am. My doctor is semi-retired, so all I could get was their notes. He won't be back until Thursday. State of Virginia will not release the records to you.
Well, then that's not particularly helpful.
I know it's not. It's the best I could do because Dr. only comes in a couple times a month. However, I have a statement from my sitter.
I don't need a statement. I don't read statements
She's
from
giving
you. I
birth in 2
don't
weeks.
read statements from your sitter.
She can't.
I don't read statements from your sitter.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, sometimes when a child has an upset stomach, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're sick.
Yes, ma'am.
But sometimes it does. And sometimes, if a daycare provider believes that the other children in her care are at risk,
Yes, ma'am.
then the prudent thing for her to do is to say, listen, I don't want to risk the other children's health here. So, but there is no question that you owe her $120.
Even for the fact that I paid a separate daycare provider for that whole entire week, and she kept my children for 3 hours.
Listen, if for some reason you were unhappy,
I was.
you should have done what every reasonable parent does, which is not send your children at all. If you questioned her ability to care for your
According to
children.
this, I would have been liable.
What?
According to her contract, I would have been liable.
Are you kidding me or what?
That's what it says,
No,
'cause
are
I
you
initialed
kidding
it.
me or what?
That's what I
mean,
thought.
you're telling me that you question her ability to
did.
care for your children, but according to the contract, you'd be liable to pay for them anyway, so...
I
that-
would,
Should
unless
listen-
without 2 weeks. Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this question. You take your children to an amusement park.
Yes, ma'am.
And you buy your ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
And after you buy your ticket, somebody in the amusement park says to you, you know, I heard that yesterday 4 children were killed on that ride that you're going on. Now, you got your ticket in your hand. What do?
You don't go.
You don't, just a second. You don't go. You take your ticket, you throw it in the garbage because you're a mother, and you say, I'm not taking any chances. I don't care if I lose the $1.50 or the $3 or the $6 on the ticket. I'm not risking my children on a ride that could be dangerous. So if you question the ability of a daycare provider to provide for your children, irrespective of whether you owe them the money, you don't take them.
Which is why they didn't come back.
Just as you don't take them. You don't say, I'm
didn't
liable
want to
to
end up
pay.
here.
Hey, I'm liable to pay the money, which is why I sent them. Now, that's what you just said to me. You said you sent them because you were liable to pay
And
anyway.
there was no immediate danger, except for the fact that when she said there was something wrong with my son, nobody else observed this except for her.
Oh, I don't believe that
I
that's
have
true.
a-
Miss
nobody else
DiMarino,
observed it.
Miss DiMarino, I don't believe that she sent your son home with you and called you when she felt as if the child had an upset stomach, had a bad stomach. Could have been a virus, could not have been a virus, whatever. My sense is that she sent him home as much because it was a pain in the neck for her as anything else, because she says she had other children to take care of, and she was devoting all of her time to take care of your son and cleaning her carpet, which was irritating to her. Well, that's unfortunate. That's what you have to do when you take care of little babies. That's what you get paid for. In any event, you owe her $120. It was a bad experience. You got to pay her. Stop being a crybaby. If you didn't take your children there at all, and you said to me the last week, look, I felt my children were at risk at her house,
Wow.
and therefore I'm not taking them, and you didn't take them, I might have had a little sympathy for you. But you took them. I have zero. You owe her $120. That's all.
Thank you.
Your countersuit is dismissed. It's nonsense. Your countersuit for your lost wages when she couldn't take care of your child. It's nonsense.
It wasn't for that.
Yes, it was.
No, ma'am, it was for the fact of, it wasn't for when she couldn't take care of my children. My countersuit was for when I had to miss a whole day of work because it was President's Day. She forgot to inform me she would not be taking care of my children. It was President's Day. I showed up with my children in tow, and I missed a whole entire day of work.
Which day was that?
It was President's Day.
February 19th.
February 9th. Is
And
that
she
in your
was aware.
contract?
It is. I take off all state holidays.
Is it in the contract?
Yes, it is.
Show me. That's all. Just has to be in the contract.
That I take off all state holidays, and if she did not know what state holidays were...
Just show me. State holidays are observed, and I will generally not be providing care on those days.
Correct.
However, if needed, it can be arranged for an additional $40 a day.
She did not ask me to.
Just a second. Why?
Because those are the days my husband has off, and that's when we spend family time together. I do not take a vacation during the year like a lot of other daycare providers do.
Please ask for a list of state-observed holidays. Did you ask for that list?
I didn't need, I knew
Did
when it
you
was.
ask for that list?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I have a calendar.
So you know it was state holiday.
I did, and I thought I had arranged
No,
that
she did
day
not.
until I showed up and she answered the door in her pajamas 15 minutes later.
Just a second. What do you mean you thought you had arranged for her to
Because
take care?
I said I needed to work. I was aware that it was President's Day, so was she. I said I have to work on Monday. She answered the door in her pajamas and said, well, I'm not keeping any of my other children today, so I will not be keeping yours either.
Yeah, no, you don't got it. When did you arrange to have her babysit that day on the state holiday?
The prior week.
The prior week.
Yes,
did
ma'am.
She did not.
No, she made that up. Just
No.
she was going. That's
No.
all. You counterclaims dismissed. That's nonsense.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Not. Called me repeatedly. She harassed me at work
I had a lot of problems with her, actually.
and said that I had to pay her.
Called Child Protective Services on her a few times.
Well, she got lucky. She got it.
I will be a lot more picky in choosing parents in the future.
When you have a dog that's yours, it's with you 24/7. You don't do that. That's not fair to the dog. I don't care about you. You are irrelevant.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Garcia Blanks versus Carey. Step forward.
Ronnie Garcia and Anthony Blanks are suing Anthony's cousin, Cassandra Carey, for a stolen car stereo and for the return of their pit bull, Coco.
This is your cousin, is that right?
Yes,
And your name is?
Anthony Blanks,
This is your wife,
my girlfriend.
girlfriend, and you live together.
Yes,
And your cousin was living with you.
yes,
Does your claim that she borrowed your car with your permission, and while she had your car, the stereo and amps and whatever was stolen out of the car, you believe she should be responsible for that?
Yes.
And also, when she left, without notice to you, she left and she took one of your dogs.
yes,
Ms. Carey says that she took the car to school and the car was broken into and the stereo taken. It's really not her fault. It was a criminal matter. And that the dog was hers. Let's deal with the easy stuff first. Let's deal with the dog first. When was this dog purchased?
June of '06.
Who went to purchase the dog?
All three of us.
How many dogs were purchased?
2.
How many had you intended to purchase?
1.
Why did you purchase 2?
I couldn't decide which one I wanted.
Why do you think that Miss Carey would believe that the one that she took with her was her dog?
I have no idea.
Well, why don't you tell me?
June being right before my 21st birthday of '06, I fell in love with the dog the moment I saw her when we arrived at the home. And I wanted the dog. It was stated there at the woman's house that it would be an early birthday present, and I was to help with the other dog that we purchased, along with the dogs that were already at the house prior to the purchase.
Mr. Blanks, was your niece living with you?
No, she was there off and on the weekend. Actually, for the day of her birthday, she was in Vegas or Reno. I don't remember. I can't recall which one.
You mean after August?
Yeah, she was back with her mother
Where was the dog?
at my home, at mine and my girlfriend's home.
Okay. Were you living with your mother?
I was back and forth between the two, yes,
And when you went to your mother, where was the dog?
at their house.
When did you take the dog?
On March 27th.
You returned the dog within 5 days. Do you understand?
I'm not giving that dog
Oh,
back.
yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. Listen, if I felt as if it was your dog, there's no question that dog would be with you. But when you have a dog that's yours, it's with you 24/7. Not when you go back to your mother, you leave the dog with them, they take care of the dog, then you come back, then you go to your mother, and then you come back, and the dog stays with them. You don't do that. That's not fair to the dog. I don't care about you. You are irrelevant. Now, the dog has a companion, and this was the dog's home. And just because you may have been moving and said, well, now I'm going to take my dog, the dog was living in a perfectly comfortable place for a year. You can't uproot an animal like that. Go buy yourself a new dog.
When I tried to take the dog, when I moved out initially the first time, I wasn't allowed to. And
then sue them. Then what you do is go to court. You were over 21. Take them to court and say, you have my dog, I want to take my dog. But instead you came back and forth and lived with them, and then you didn't live with them. You also borrowed their car, right? So you weren't angry with them. You have to return the dog to them. It's their dog. Go buy yourself another one. Do you get it?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm cutting an order, so they will come with a marshal to take the dog. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Good. You know where she lives?
No.
Oh, I'll find out. Where do you live?
I'm between residents right now.
Where's the dog? Don't look over there. Where is the dog?
She's at my boyfriend's house.
Where is your boyfriend?
He's here.
Here?
Here.
Well, who's taking care of the dog now?
We paid someone to babysit her.
At the house?
Yes.
Perfect. What's his address? Now!
3,700.
I don't hear you.
3,700.
That's where the dog is. We'll cut an order, take a marshal, and go pick her up.
Thank you.
Next. Tell me about when the car got broken into. What was the date?
The car was broken into March 20th. The report was filed on March 21st.
Can I see the report?
There's two. There's a supplement and an original.
Whose cell phone was taken?
Mine.
Was there an alarm system on this car?
Yes.
Had you turned the alarm on?
Yes.
And the car was locked?
No, the locks, when I was issued the vehicle from him, there was no seat belts, nor did the locks on the doors work.
Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, did you pay for the use of the car?
Yes,
the 2
ma'am,
months
I
that
did.
you had the car, is that right?
She paid for,
February.
and she used it for a total of 3 months. The first time she used it, she took it to her boyfriend's house, and I told her I didn't want my vehicle there at his house because it was way out there in case something happened, like the breaking in issue. It would be a lot harder for us to deal with. I had to go basically steal my car back because she was in Reno again with him, drunk, and brought it back to my home. Her mother called me from Vegas, begging, pleading to let me just use it so that she could finish school, which I'd help her get into, to go to school and to work, which I helped her get a job at. So after about an hour on the phone with my aunt, I finally agreed to let her use the car just to go to work and school.
Fine. Who do you think should be responsible for putting the car back in the same condition as when you took it?
Initially, when we sat down to make the agreement as far as me taking the car, he stated that if anything happened to the car, that's why there was insurance on the vehicle. So I would assume it would be the insurance. Being as it was in my possession, I do accept some form of liability as far as the belongings being taken.
Good. How much was the new stereo?
About 150.
Good. And the amp?
It's about 250, 300.
You have homeowner's insurance?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. File it with your homeowner's insurance. With regard to this is not her fault. She would pay for it unless you had homeowner's insurance, but you have homeowner's insurance, so put it through your homeowner's insurance. It covers the contents of your car. You know that. That's why you smiled before at me. But you go get your dog back. Now. Do you understand? Go buy yourself a new pet. I just saved you $200. That's all.
Versus Morissette, parties have been sworn in, Judge. Be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Morissette, the defendant is your father, and you're suing him because you say he didn't do the right thing with regard to a car that you paid a lot of money for that was in his name, and he took the car back, and he didn't have any reason to take the car back, and you want him to give you back the money that you put into the car, which is $3,000. Is that right?
He had reason to take it back, but I just want my down payment back.
That's sort of interesting. You say he had reason to take it back. So
I mean,
let's
well,
get...
he didn't really have...
Shh, just a second. You put $3,000 down in the car, is that right?
Yes.
Is that right, Mr. Morissette?
No, ma'am.
No, just...
It was $2,500.
Okay. Let's say she put down $2,500. Why don't you tell me the reasons that you think that your father took the car back? How long did you have it, by the way?
From 97 to September of 2000.
And he took the car back in 2000? So what took you so long to get to court?
Because I had found out that my father had said once he paid the car off, he was going to return the car to me so that I can have transportation. Once the car was paid off, he never returned the car to me.
So in 1997, you put down $2,500 in the car?
I put down $3,000. I saved up $3,000 for
Let's say you put down
payment.
$3,000. That was in 1997, 5 years ago. And you drove the car from 1997 to when?
Till September of 2000. But I didn't drive it that whole time from 1997 to 2000.
Why not?
Because he took the car about maybe 4 times.
Why?
Within the whole time. Reasons: one, I had an accident one time in Fresno. And
How many accidents did you have?
Two accidents.
Anybody hurt?
No.
Were you on his insurance at the time?
Yes, I was.
And how many cars did your father have?
About 4. Well, yeah, 4, including mine and his.
Including
name.
yours, so his insurance went up on all of his cars, I assume, right?
But I already
Big time.
stated before that I would get my own insurance.
Well, did you get your own insurance?
No, because he took the car.
Right. How many years would you say you drove this car?
Totaling about 2 years, because all the times that he took the car.
So you drove the car for 2 years?
Yeah.
Who paid for the insurance?
I did.
Were you
My
up to-
insurance was $120 a month. I was giving my father $150 actually, and he was making a $30 profit. But I always paid him every.
Is that right?
She paid the insurance, but that's not. She didn't give me no profit.
So far she's paid, let's say, $1,500 a year to drive a car. Is that right?
Yes. I also paid for when he took the car from me in September. I paid for the car. He started driving the car to work, and I was still paying the car notes while he drove the car.
Really? In 1997, you were paying the car notes?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, she paid for 2 years on the car, like she
I
said.
paid for more than 2 years.
2 years.
Okay.
2 years she paid on the car.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So it was more than just the down payment.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
more than the down payment. She was driving the car. It was a party car.
It was
okay?
not a part.
I said, well, Chandra, the car is in my name. You can't let everybody keep driving this car. Everybody
what'd you
drive
say?
the car. Oh, my friends. Them is her friends, long as she letting them drive the car around. Them is her friends. Okay, well, I said, well, since this is in my name, insurance calling me up. They not calling her. They calling me.
You're absolutely right, sir. So you took the car back.
And I
took
told
the
her,
car.
I tried to explain it to her. Okay?
Did you let your friends drive the car? Did you?
Yes.
So why'd you do that for? Father said, don't do it.
Well, one time the accident.
I'm at
that
risk. He says to you, I'm at risk. Everything that I have, I could lose because you're letting your friends drive the car.
Yes, and he took the car from me those times.
Listen to me. He took the car from you, but then at some point he gave it back.
Yes, he did.
And then you let your friends drive it again.
That happened twice.
So that's twice too many. Chandra, that's twice too many. And you had an accident twice. And the 2 accidents that you had, did the insurance company say that they were your fault or the other person's
The first
fault?
accident was not my fault. The second accident was my fault.
Tell me about the second accident.
The second accident, I was in Fresno. Someone else was driving the car.
Someone else?
Yes.
Oh, Chandra, you don't deserve to have a car.
Yes.
You don't deserve to have a car, period. End of discussion. How much did it cost? Quiet. How much did it cost, sir, to fix up all these problems with your daughter?
$40,000 on this car. $40,000.
Show me. This was on the last accident she had?
The last one, she didn't have an accident. Her friend was driving the car.
I know.
$19,000 was paid out on that one.
Well, how much do you owe, sir?
Nothing.
I mean, I understand that this is what the insurance company
He paid
is
nothing.
Shh. Oh, he paid.
Oh, yeah.
Believe me.
I'm paying
he paid.
now.
He's paying
This-
now, and he's going to pay for a very long time for
Right.
all the other cars that he'll ever own. He's going to pay for this.
This is an accident in Fresno. She said she was driving, which is state that Jose was driving.
Not Jose.
Right here.
It was not Jose. It was Joseph.
Jose.
Here
19,000.
they paid $19,000.
19,000.
19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19,000. 19 And this one is for $40,000 that they paid out?
That's the total package on the 3 accidents that occurred on the car. And so when the insurance company said, "What you gonna do about Chandra?" And I said, "I'm dropping her. I'm dropping her."
He had to drop me.
No, he said, when he called me, he said it's gonna cost about $4,000 a year for Chandra.
You're right, you drop her.
So
Fast. And you take
her.
back her car. Say no more, Mr. Morissette. Listen to me. I'm going to make it as simple as I can for you, Chandra. I want you to listen to the reality of it. You drove the car for 2 years, if I believe you, but the car was really in your possession off and on for 3 years, which is what you told me. Your father took it back various times and gave it back to you when you promised you would be good and not do the wrong thing again. He gave it back to you. He gave you another chance, and then he took it back again. So for that period of time, when the car depreciates in value, I'm speaking, you had use of the car. Then there came to a point where your father is told either you drop her or we're dropping you or we're going to raise your rates on your other cars so high that you're going to be working 6 jobs in order to pay your insurance. So your father is left with only one choice, which is drop Chandra and take the car back permanently. At that point, he has to pay you zippity-doo-dah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you go back on your word when you said that I won't let anybody else drive the car anymore? Did you go back on your word? Did you go back on your word?
And later today...
How did you pull your daughter out?
I grabbed her by the arm and pulled her on out of there, and she started screaming. I was worried about her because she was out of the car, and he started coming toward her and hit her with the truck.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chandra Morissette says her father, Freddie Morissette, illegally repossessed her car. Freddie says Chandra was allowing her friends to drive it.
Miss Morissette, your irresponsibility placed him in a position of risk. The car had already depreciated in value the moment that you drive it out of the lot. Probably at least the amount of your down payment. And if you had done the right thing and had been responsible, your father would not have been in a position of having to take the car back from you. It's as simple as that. It's your fault.
I know it was
and
my
it's your
fault
that he is
car
going
from
to
me,
continue.
But my father had made an agreement that he would pay the car off. Once he paid the car off, he was going to give the car back to me in my name, and I was supposed to pay him. Then he went back on that.
So, did you?
No, I didn't, because I was paying him the whole time I was there.
Listen to me. Did you go back on your word when you said to your father, I won't let anybody else drive the car anymore? Did you go back on your word? Did you go back on your word? Did it cause him a lot of trouble?
Yes.
Cost him money? Forever? As long as he drives a car and has insurance? You have a younger brother? Because according to you, he paid off the car and he gave the car to your younger brother.
Yes, he did.
I hope he's more responsible.
It wasn't always like that. I mean, when he said that he would give the car back to me once I paid it off, I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen.
So?
So I had to continue paying for a car that he was driving.
What was the last payment you made on the car?
Was in August. August of 2000, because that's when he kicked me out.
2 years ago. The same time that all this problem was staring at him in the face from Allstate Insurance Company. You know, you're in good hands?
Yes.
Your car was not in good hands when you had it.
Yes, it was. I took care of...
Listen to me. You're not getting your down payment back from your father. If he had a counterclaim for what all your irresponsibility cost him, I guarantee you it would be far more than the $2,500 or $3,000
He shouldn't have never agreed to give me the car back once I paid the car off. Or he shouldn't have said that he was going to pay the car off and give the car back to me. That's how all this started. That's how.
It all started, madam, because you were irresponsible. And you lied to your father, and you caused him all kinds of difficulty, and he kept giving you chance after chance until he finally got disgusted.
And I was trying to prove myself to him, trying to prove that I am responsible.
You working?
Yes, I am.
Where?
It's at Barnes & Noble's.
How long have you been working at Barnes &
I've just started working there. I was recently working at Kmart.
You live by yourself?
No, I don't. I live with my boyfriend.
Does he work?
No.
He doesn't work?
Right now, he's in jail.
Your boyfriend is in jail,
yes.
So you don't live with your boyfriend, you live alone. Is that right?
Yeah,
I live with My boyfriend's grandmother.
You live with your boyfriend's grandmother. You have
Yeah.
children?
No, I don't.
Do you pay rent to your boyfriend's
Yes, I do.
grandmother? How do you get to work?
The bus, or I walk, or I have to call a cab because it's on days when the buses don't run.
Why haven't you in the last 2 years been able to
I've
save
been
up
trying to
enough money?
save up for a car, but living on your own is hard to try to save up for a car
Especially
and
if
pay
you live,
rent.
especially if you have a boyfriend who's in jail.
He has nothing to do with none of this.
Oh, sure he does. It's an exercise in my determining whether or not you still have good judgment. And I'm telling you, if there are two young people and you're working and he's working, so you're able to combine your money, you have a little extra money so that you can put away a little bit every month so that you can save, so that you can buy the things that you want, that's good judgment. If you choose at your age to have a boyfriend who's in jail, that's an exercise in poor judgment. Chandra, get over it. Your father owes you nothing. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I want her to realize I'm trying to help her.
I worked hard for that car.
She's not helping me.
And then he's gonna take it back from me and then not return like he said he would do.
I'm trying to do her a favor.
My father's never treated me like he treats other kids. He's always treated me like I'm, an outsider.
I'm trying to help her to get out in life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Morton. Step forward, please.
Nurse Danae Johnson and her husband, Robert, are suing their niece's boyfriend, 18-year-old handyman Derek Morton, for damaging their car.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, is this your daughter?
Yes.
No. Your daughter was dating the defendant.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah. And you didn't approve.
Absolutely not.
According to your complaint, the defendant purposely damaged your car or a truck that you were in. And it appears to me that when you came home one day, your daughter wasn't home, you went to the police station to find out if they could help. You thought she was with the defendant. You were on your way home, you saw his truck, you decided to follow his truck, to confront him and talk to him about dating your daughter. Is that right?
Yes.
And it was during this attempt to talk to him that he damaged your vehicle.
No.
Why don't you tell me what happened? You go home, you don't find your daughter. You go to the police, you're on your way home. You see his truck. Pick it up from there.
We followed the truck, and he took a turn.
You follow the truck?
Yes.
Go ahead.
He takes a turn down a road that has a circle drive on it, and as he went into the circle drive, I stopped and just sit there waiting for him to make the turn and come out the other side.
So you blocked his way?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My husband got out of the car, went to the passenger side of the car, pulled our daughter out of the car.
You go over to the passenger side. Open the door?
Yep.
And how did you pull your daughter out?
I grabbed her by the arm and pulled her on out of there, and
what is she saying to you as you're pulling her out of the car?
she started screaming. I don't know exactly what she was saying, but she was yelling.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danae and Robert Johnson claim they spotted their 14-year-old daughter driving with 18-year-old Derek Morton. The Johnsons say when they pulled them over, Derek damaged their car.
Okay, you get her out of his truck.
Right.
And what do you do with her when you get her out of his truck?
Well, she's standing beside me. I kind of leaned in my head in there to tell him to not be messing with my daughter, and that's when he started to take off. And he kind of hit me with his truck on the leg, and then I was worried about her because she was out of the car, and he started coming toward her and hit her with the truck.
Hit her body or hit her car?
Hit her body.
Our daughter was jumping on his back and telling Derek, go, take off, take off. I got out of the car to go get my daughter, was what I was doing. And
to pull
she started
your daughter
screaming.
off your husband's back?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And she was yelling, take off, Derek, take off. And as I rounded the back of the car, he just floored it and was taken off. And I threw myself out of the way. He caught my arm with his truck, kind of spun me around a little bit. He went on down the road, and I was furious, to say the least. We all got in the car, and we're headed to the police station. And we get down the gravel road a little ways, and Derek's just kind of toying around, going 3, 4, or 5 miles an hour, you know. Not really fast enough that you could follow him, so I stopped and looked down to grab an ink pen to have my husband write down his license plate number so there could be no question who it was. And as I was looking down, Bob and Jennifer yelled, watch out, Mom! And before I could look up, he had already thrown his truck in reverse reversed into me, and then it takes off again.
That's what happened. So I was absolutely right. You went to talk to him and get your daughter out of his company, and it was during that time that you alleged that he both assaulted you with his truck and assaulted you with his truck and caused damage to your vehicle, right?
Right.
That's what I said when we started. So I only have a couple of questions for you, Derek. How old are you?
18.
How old is she?
15.
14.
14. You get the drift that her parents aren't crazy about you.
Yeah, but I want to tell my side of the story too. So.
I'm ready.
All right. They said it's for bull.
Now listen to me. Listen to me. Derek, do you know the difference between rain and shine?
Yes.
Listen to me. Look at me. I don't want you to follow it through. You know the difference between rain and shine? Yes?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between black and white?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between a playground and a courthouse?
Mm-hmm.
Speak.
Yes.
In a playground, you can use whatever language you like. In a courthouse, watch your mouth, or then I don't listen to you. Do we understand each other, Derek?
Mm.
Now, you're going to start to tell me your story again, but you're going to leave out the playground language. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Speak.
Yes.
Good. Now I'll hear you.
All right. I was driving down the road, right? And then she was on my bumper.
Correct. That's exactly what she was doing. They did exactly the wrong thing. Whatever they did was wrong, mother and father.
Can you let me finish my story?
Did you just hear what I said? I said whatever they did was wrong.
Well, be quiet while I'm talking. All right, you.
Oh, get him out of here. Listen, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, sometimes God did not shine on you right. God did not shine on him and give him brains. It gave him the brain cells of an amoeba. You know, we all had to start from someplace. So I understand if you don't want your daughter to have anything to do with him. However, you went about it the wrong way. Do you understand?
Yes.
You went around it the wrong way. Your initial reaction was right. You went to the police station and you said, my underage daughter is with this 18-year-old cretin, and I want him out of her company. But you cut him off. You touched his car, sir. When you grabbed open the door to his car, you put your hands on his property in a threatening manner. You created a situation where your own daughter is jumping on your back. Is that ridiculous?
Well, I wasn't going to do nothing. The cops told me if I assaulted him, I'd be going to jail. So
listen to me, sir. You were creating a situation that potentially was inflammatory because he doesn't have any brains. He reacts. He reacts like an animal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you probably knew that. I assume that you knew that. Maybe she doesn't know that. But you were smart enough to know that. You don't confront an animal. You let professionals, exterminators, confront animals. That's what the police are there for. You don't do it yourself, because when you do it yourself, you get your truck banged up. And that's what happens, and you got to pay for it.
Honest, and parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Young ladies, have seats, please.
No, I think, Bird, we're going to have the two young ladies up and the mothers sitting down, because the mothers really weren't involved in this. So I really have to speak to the girls. So why don't you two sit down? Tell me your first name.
Kayla.
And your first name?
Chelsea.
All right, let me just briefly summarize what this case is about. You two young ladies used to be good friends, is that right?
Yes.
And Kayla, you say that you lent a CD to Chelsea. She returned the CD scratched. And when your mother tried to get her mother to pay for the CD, there was all kinds of bad talking back and forth. And then you say Chelsea hit you, beat you up, broke your glasses, and your mother is suing Chelsea's mother to pay for the CD, pay for the glasses, and for a little bit of pain and suffering because you were really frightened. And Chelsea says that she was just defending herself, that she didn't start up with you, you really started up with her. That's what I gather from the papers, although girls didn't write out this complaint and answer. They're written by your mothers who really weren't there, who were only getting the stories from you. So since I am the truth machine, I will decide, and I will ask the questions, because you know I will ask much more piercing questions than your parents asked you. Feet together. All right, Kayla. When did you lend the CD to Chelsea?
September something, the beginning of September.
Sometime in September. And when it was returned to you, it was damaged so that you couldn't listen to it?
Yes.
So what did you do?
My mom asked me if I wanted to call Chelsea, and I had said yes. I called her, and Chelsea answered. She started getting in an argument because I had asked her if she would either replace it or pay me back so I could buy a new one.
Okay. You remember that conversation, Chelsea?
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
She said, will you replace the CD because it was scratched in the glasses?
And you said what?
I said no, because I didn't scratch it.
Well, who scratched it?
Hey, my friend.
Your friend who?
Haley.
Where was the CD when it was scratched? In your house?
No.
Where was it?
Haley's house.
So then you lent the CD to Haley?
Yes.
With Kayla's permission.
Just a second. Tell me about how you came to lend the CD to Haley.
I went over to Haley's house and she liked the CD. She said, can I borrow it? And I said, I have to ask Kayla. And then when Kayla was there, she said yes, and then I lended it over to Haley.
Did she ever ask you if she could lend the CD to Haley?
No, ma'am.
No, she didn't. I don't believe that story that you just told me. See, that's number one. You only get a chance to lie once to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. So, you had the CD, it was in your custody, it was damaged because either you damaged it or you lent it to somebody else, they damaged it, it's your responsibility, you take care of it, you buy her a new CD. Now let me hear about the assault and the glasses.
Well, we were at our volleyball game, and Chelsea started by hitting and kicking the volleyballs out of my hand, and she would call me the B word, and I would go to my bus stop, and I'd go to get on the bus, and Chelsea would have all her friends come up to say that Chelsea was going to punk me, and I didn't know what punk meant.
Okay, just a second. So she's been bothering you. I want you to tell me what happened the day your glasses got broken.
Okay. We got off the bus. Chelsea started walking.
You were on the bus together?
Yes. We got off the bus. Chelsea's bus stop is still a block ahead of mine. We got off the bus, and Chelsea started following me. I got to the end of the crosswalk, and Chelsea pushed me down to the ground. I got up. I started running to my friend Lynn's house on the corner. She wasn't home, so I went to go get out of the doorway, and Chelsea punched me in my stomach. I fall to the floor, and I got up. That's when I start running, and Chelsea punched me again because I turned around to the side, and she punched me in my side. That's when I was to the end of the driveway, and gravel came up and hit me in my face, and I had scratches all over my lenses, and my lens was all bent.
All right, now, Chelsea, I want you to tell me your version of those events. You were on the bus together.
Yeah, we was on the bus together. We got off.
Look at me.
We got off at the same street together.
Now, is that the street you always get off at?
Yes.
Is that where your house is?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I wasn't following her, actually. I was going over to Tanisha's house, and I did not punch her in the stomach.
Just tell me what you did do, not what you didn't do.
And
look at me.
When we went into this house, I pushed her.
Why did you push her?
Because she kept on saying, you're going to replace the CD and replace the glasses and stuff.
No, you hadn't touched her glasses yet. Her glasses weren't hurt yet. You're following her, and you said you pushed her.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you again, why did you push her?
Because she kept on saying, you're going to replace the CD and stuff.
So she's saying to you, you're going to replace the CD, so you pushed her. And what happened when you pushed her?
She pushed me back, and then we kept on pushing each other, and Then she fell on this couch. And
how did she fall on a couch?
Because she knocked on this lady's door, and
she knocked on a lady's door.
Yes.
Now, in order to get to this lady's door, Chelsea, did she have to walk up a driveway?
No.
Did she have to walk up a porch?
Yes.
Had you ever been in that house before?
No.
Did you know who lived there?
No.
So she went up and knocked on the lady's door. Go ahead. What did you do?
She told me to come in there, so I went in there.
Who told you to come in?
Kayla.
Did that happen?
No, ma'am.
Of course not. Of course it didn't happen.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Unless you take control of this not fully cooked 12-year-old, you are going to suffer, but so is she. And when you say to me, I believe my daughter, I say, you are hopeless.
And later today,
your answer is so ludicrous that I wondered whether you told your parents you were coming today, whether they tried to discourage you. This is the youth of America. I want you to listen to this. This is not going to take long.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 12-year-old Kayla Schmitz says former friend, 12-year-old Chelsea Mora, assaulted her, breaking her glasses. Chelsea says Kayla started it.
You push her. She pushes you. She falls down. Then she goes into some person's house to get away from you. You follow her. Now let's hear the rest.
No, she told the old lady that lived there that she was going to call her mom. She wanted me to come in there to talk to her mom. So I went in there, and she pushed me, and then I pushed her back, and she fell on the couch.
Oh, go ahead.
Chelsea came in the house because I don't know why, but I went to go call my mom, and Chelsea came in.
Did you know the lady whose house that was?
No, I didn't. I just started knocking on people's doors because I didn't want to get hit no more, but I went into this lady's house. She had let me in. I went to go pick up the phone. She had Chelsea and April coming in her front door. They were coming in.
You mean she was with somebody else?
Yes, April. Miss Jackson, that was the lady's name. Miss Jackson had April and Chelsea come in. Chelsea pushed me. I hung up the phone. I pushed her back. Chelsea pushed me. I fell into the corner of
Where
Miss
was
Jackson's
April
car.
during all this time?
Just watching her.
You didn't tell me about April.
April got off the bus stop with me.
You're going to have your hands full with her. Do you understand? I've been in this business a very long time. And if she managed to put this over on you so that you actually believe this story that she's telling, then you are creating more of a monster than she already is. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Let me see the glasses, please. How much was the CD?
About $20.
How much is it going to cost you to replace the glasses?
I've already replaced them. It
How
was
much were they?
$136.
Are you both still at the same school?
No.
You changed schools?
She did.
Why do you think she changed schools?
Because she moved.
Did it have anything to do with her?
Yes.
No. Did it?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can step up. You too. When did you move?
October 15th.
Is it because of this incident?
Yes, it was. This continued for a couple of weeks.
You mean after this? After
Yes.
this? Tell me about the continuation. Were you a witness to the continuation of any of it?
Only Kayla coming home every day saying that Chelsea had all of her friends threatening to beat her up, and we called the school counselor. He was unable to get a hold of Chelsea's mom because she was in jail. So,
what were you in jail for?
I wasn't in jail that time, Your Honor.
Where were you?
However, I was out of town, and when Kayla decided to spend the night with Chelsea, and I said that they could not spend the night.
Listen to me. Who was supervising your daughter?
My other daughter.
How old is she?
19.
Your Honor.
And I never let my children spend the night if their parents not going to be there.
Listen to me very carefully. Your daughter is heading down the wrong path.
I believe my daughter, Your Honor.
She's a liar.
I believe my daughter, Your Honor.
She's a liar. She's a bully. A liar and a bully. And if she is being unsupervised at your home, I'm telling you, you're going to visit her one day in jail. I'm telling you that. And I've had a lot more experiences with kids like that than you have. Because I sat in a court where I saw brats like that 200 times a month. 200 times a month. She's pulling the wool over your eyes, madam. She's a bully.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 12-year-old Kayla Schmitz says former friend, 12-year-old Chelsea Mora, assaulted her, breaking her glasses. Chelsea says Kayla started it.
She's a bully and a liar.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I do not believe that.
Well, then it's very unfortunate. Then you're going to have to believe that you are a co-conspirator, and whatever happens to her, you, as a parent, are going to deserve
this mother
that.
called me 10 times a day. I did not call her at once. And I kept hanging up on her. She kept saying, you will pay, you will pay. I kept hanging
What
up.
has that have to do with what your daughter just did? What does that have to do with what your daughter did? It has nothing to do with that. Maybe she overreacted when she just should have said, listen, she scratched the CD, big deal. That happens. Kids, that happens with kids.
That's exactly what I said to the mother.
Fine.
I said, let
That's
them
what
work
you
it out.
said. They can't work it out unless your daughter has money. She's calling you as a parent and saying, I want you as a mother to do the responsible thing. She had my daughter's CD. She returned it so that it's not usable, and we would like her to replace it. And you said, let the girls work it out.
Exactly.
Wrong. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, why I look at him, so you'll understand. Bird thinks that I am sometimes too verbally harsh, right? And we had a discussion about that. And I'm going to tell you something. It's not true. Because sometimes the only thing that people like you understand is very clear, monosyllabic words like liar, cheat, sometimes two words, bully, jail, juvenile hall. Sometimes maybe that's all you understand. But certainly your daughter caused, because of your lack of supervision of what she was doing, a whole family to uproot themselves, to change schools. We're not talking about just broken glasses and a broken CD. We're talking about her being a mean-spirited bully, and you're sanctioning it. And I'm telling you, you are going to suffer for it as a parent. But more than that, you're fully cooked. You go to jail, you're out of town, a 19-year-old is supervising a 12-year-old, you think that that's okay, but she's not fully cooked yet. And unless you take control of this not fully cooked 12-year-old, you are going to suffer, but so is she. And when you say to me, I believe my daughter, I say, you are hopeless. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $1,000, and that includes your moving costs. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They asked me if I wanted to file assault charges, and I said no, I just wanted to keep her safe.
Other mother knew that my 19-year-old was watching the girls, so if she chose that it was unsupervised, she knew what was going on.
The whole family's going to end up in jail.
Chelsea's a very good child.
Pick your friends wisely.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Adams versus Harbert. Step forward, please.
17-year-old Brian Adams and his mother, Louise Adams, are suing 20-year-old clothing company owner Joe Harbert for damages to Brian's personal property after Joe threw him in a pool.
Mr. Harbert, who do you live with, sir?
I live with my parents right now.
How old are you?
20 years old.
Was it your intention to come into this courtroom, which, as you know, is a televised courtroom, and to tell the world out there that you're not wrapped too tight?
No. Why would I do that? I wouldn't.
I mean, I read the complaint and I read your answer. And your answer is so ludicrous that I wonder whether you told your parents you were coming today, whether they tried to discourage you.
Kinda.
This is the youth of America. I want you to listen to this. This is not going to take long. Young Mr. Adams over here, who is a minor, went to a pool party. I want you to listen to this carefully.
Your Honor.
Quiet! He went to a pool party, and he was standing around the pool. Somebody else had thrown, uncross your arms, had thrown Mr. Harbert into the pool. He got out of the pool, looked around, and he threw Mr. Adams into the pool. Now, Mr. Adams had his cell phone and the lock for his car and his shoes, and he's all dressed, and all those things were ruined. So he wants Mr. Harbert to pay for the things that got ruined. And I want to tell you what Mr. Harbert's defense is. He said when you go to a pool party, you get wet.
It's a cake party.
That's what he said. That's what he said. He said, and I know that he took time to write this in between his master's program. He said, when I climbed out, I pushed the two people who I thought pushed me in. One of them was Mr. Adams. Everyone was around the pool and they were getting wet. Most people ended up in the water. It was clear that if you were near the pool, you were going to get wet. If I hadn't pushed him in, someone else would have. It was a party. So I wanted to see what kind of an idiot would write that in an answer. Now I saw it. Can I have the receipts, please, of the damaged property?
Isn't it that same type of logic that if you're standing in a garage, that makes you a mechanic?
Or if you're standing in a garage, you're going to get hit by a car.
There you go.
How about that? Sir, if I were to ask you whether all of the items that are reflected in these bills was damaged, they were damaged as a result of being watered down when you were thrown in the pool, would your answer be yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, could you repeat it?
I said if I were to ask you whether these receipts that your mother has furnished me were the items that were damaged when you were thrown in the pool, would your answer be yes?
Yes.
That's better. Mr. Harbert, if I were to ask you whether you were lucid when you signed and swore to this answer.
I don't know what lucid means.
You don't know what lucid means?
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what I was watching the other night? You ever see when Jay Leno walks America?
Jaywalking.
Jaywalking, is that what it's called? And he talks to youth of America and asks them questions like, you know, who was buried in Grant's tomb? And they go, You ever seen that? You ever seen?
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Ms. Clemens, according to your complaint, you and the defendant lived together. You claimed that in September of last year, he assaulted you.
Yes.
Then again, there was some sort of an altercation in October of last year, and you were arrested. And it is your claim that after that, you were barred from going to the house, and Mr. Powell got rid of all of your property.
No, he has all my property.
You want it back, or you want what he got rid of? You want the value of it? Mr. Powell says that there was never an assault in September, at least not one perpetrated by him.
Correct.
And that the property that you're speaking of was property that you were supposed to retrieve with the assistance of a third party pursuant to a court order. You never got a third party to come and get your property, and he got rid of it.
Correct.
Okay. How long did you live together, Ms. Clemens?
2 years, a little over 2 years.
From when to when?
From November of 2000 until October of 2001.
2002. Were you living in his apartment, your apartment, or is it an apartment that you moved into together?
He moved into my apartment, and after that, we moved into a house.
So you were living in 2002 in a leased house?
Yes.
And in whose name was the lease?
Both of ours.
Is that right?
This is correct.
And when did the lease expire?
February 1st of 2003.
So at the time that you left the house in October of 2002, there was still a few months to go on the lease. Is that
Yes.
right? All right. Now, I want you to tell me first, since you're suing for this assault that allegedly happened in September of 2002, I want you to tell me the circumstances surrounding that assault.
Me and Mr. Powell got into an argument, and basically it was the same thing, arguing about who did what, and basically we weren't getting along. We weren't getting along at all. And he hit me.
What time of the day? Where were you?
And it was nighttime, and I was in my room.
And he just hit you. Did he hit you with a fist? Did he hit you with an object? Did he hit you with a hand?
His open hand.
And what happened after he hit you?
I cried for a while. We argued some more, and he left out the room.
And then what happened?
The next day, I woke up feeling sore all over, so I went to the hospital.
You have a hospital report?
Yes, I do.
Let me see it. Where were you hit?
Here, there, and on my other arm.
You said he slapped you with an open fist.
He slapped me and he hit me a couple times.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear, but he slapped me and he hit me a couple times.
Did you go to the police?
No, I did not. I refused
After you went to the hospital, where did you go?
I went back home.
Did you tell them at the hospital that you have a safe place to go?
Not exactly, no, because...
Well, that's what they say that you told them.
Yes, I
that
went
you had
home.
a safe place to go, and the safe place to go is you went home.
Yes, because he was at work. It was safe at home. He was gone.
Well, did you pack up your things and leave?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I was in love with Mr. Powell. We had arguments before.
So then if you were in love with Mr. Powell and you decided to stay,
yes.
and I'm not interested in your suing him now because he slapped you in September when you went home and you decided to stay, do you have children together?
No, we do not.
So the only thing that you have together is a lease?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
Were you working at the time?
Yes.
So then you're not financially dependent upon him for any reason?
Oh, no, he was financially dependent on me.
So that there was no reason why you couldn't just pick up and leave?
I understand that, ma'am.
Who are these people here with you today?
My best friend, MJ Andrews, and my ex-husband who took me to the hospital, and they're here with me to support me.
So you could have gone to either one of their houses, is that right, if you felt that you were in danger?
I don't feel like I was in that much danger because...
So then why are you suing him now?
I don't... The suing him for the violence is not important. What's important today is my things that were left in the house, and I did try to obtain
Just 1 second. I'm not there yet. So what you're telling me is you just threw in this September incident
no, they asked
for good
me,
measure.
They asked me what happened, and I told them.
Well, you could tell them, but you had no inkling to sue him for this. Fine. That's good, because for me, you wouldn't get anything. I'm not even sure that it happened. Now I'd like you to tell me what happened in October. I'm going to you because according to you, there was an assault in October.
Correct.
And she was arrested.
Correct.
Let me hear what happened.
Okay, basically what happened was, as she may have mentioned, that we were not getting along at this point in our relationship because of the different mood swings that she would have, as well as the what I would characterize as obsessive, possessive type of behavior towards me
Mr.
in our
Powell,
relationship. Yes.
How long did you know Miss Clemens?
I knew her for 2 years.
When you knew her, was she taking medication?
I wasn't aware of her taking the medication until maybe 6 months in our relationship.
Either an antidepressant, is that what you take, antidepressants?
Yes. I'm no longer on them. I no longer take them.
But you were taking them for quite a while.
Yes, and Mr. Powell knew because...
That's all, you were taking them for quite a while.
But Mr. Powell was aware of the time that I got the prescription, and he knew how long I was taking them and why.
Between 1995 and 2000, had you been taking antidepressants or any other psychiatric medication?
I only started taking Zoloft, which is an antidepressant, in 2001.
Okay.
Prior to that, no.
Nothing. In October, sir,
yes.
You want to tell me what happened?
As she said, she was prescribed, I said she was prescribed medication, but she wasn't taking it, or if she was taking this medication, she was taking it with the addition of alcohol at the same time, which basically caused the violent mood swings.
There was a lot of violence anyway. October 3rd, it escalated to the point where she pushed me through a glass door. The glass was already broken from an incident that she had broken this glass before for being upset with me, and that was basically how she showed her anger, was to break things and throw things. Anyway, the police were called in. She was arrested at that point.
On the 3rd of October?
Correct. There's a temporary protection order that's given with any domestic violence case. She violated that temporary protection order by constantly harassing and stalking me, as well as coming by the house, as well as the number of phone calls that she will call. Like I said, I have an answer machine that takes 50 messages. She would fill those up totally. I presented this to the police department, and they rearrested her for violation of the
When did they
temporary protection.
rearrest her?
November the 4th, I want to say, Your Honor. I'm not sure exactly when, but at that court date, she was dealing with some bad check things, as well as a preliminary trial on this domestic violence. They rearrested her that day because they had an arrest warrant out for her, but they couldn't find her. They got her when we went to court that day, so she was rearrested at that time. So I made sure that the judge understood that my problem is only this. I want this woman to deal with the medication and help herself. I even told him I don't even want her to have jail time, as opposed to, could you just make sure that there's something in place that she gets treatment for her symptoms. And basically what she was doing was she was causing me and my son, she was jeopardizing me and my son's life through all these different things.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
After she basically kept violating judge's orders and putting me and my son's life in jeopardy, I felt that there was no need for me to keep this going on. This civil case is basically the same example of her trying to keep some type of relationship going here, Your Honor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Clemens says ex-boyfriend Ricardo Powell owes for the return of property and for an assault. Ricardo says Lisa is a violent woman.
Ms. Clemens, in November, did you plead guilty to any of these charges, and were you given a year's probation?
I pled guilty to the violation of the protection order, and they dismissed the domestic violence.
The underlying.
I know the only reason I placed those phone calls to Mr. Powell in violation of the protection order was because I had no longer had any of my things. Mr. Powell denied a third party on two other occasions.
Wait just one second. I'm not there yet. I asked you if you pled guilty. The answer is yes. You had an attorney, is that right?
Yes, and I spent a night in jail.
Okay. Now, as part of the order, the judge told you that you could send a third party for your property.
Yes, but Mr. Powell...
Just a second. What was the name of the third party that you designated to get your property?
My Aunt Donna. Mr. Powell denied.
Just a second. What was wrong with these two people here to get your property?
My aunt was available with me in court, and therefore the people, when I left the courthouse that day, we designated her because the court officers were there.
Who designated her?
My lawyer and I, because she was there. She was available. She was in court.
Was that part of the order?
No, it's not. The person is designated on the court papers. I went back to court, Your Honor.
I'm not there yet, Ms. Clement. I'm trying to go in order. When, for the first time, were you contacted by Ms. to get her property?
There was never any contact business. There was only contact by Lisa a week after the trial.
Just a second.
Yes.
A week after
the trial.
The trial.
Correct.
Did you, Ms. Clements, go to the defendant's house?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did your aunt go to the defendant's house?
No, she did not. I have a witness here today that he claims was with me. I have not even driven down the street.
Just a second. Is there any reason why you brought these two witnesses here today instead of your aunt?
Because my aunt is working and she could not get off of work.
Don't these people work?
Yes, but...
Listen to me, Ms. Clements. The defense that Mr. Powell has in this case is that you were instructed by the court to have a third party retrieve your property. His defense is you never had a third party contact him in order to get that property. You say that you did, and that third party was your aunt. So it would seem to me that that is a key witness. These people aren't key witnesses. This person was the person you designated. Why would you not bring a pivotal witness who you say can testify that You were trying to comply with the judge's order.
My aunt was not, to me, a pivotal key witness in this instance.
Well, to me, she is.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to see a list of the property that you say you left behind at Mr. Powell's. Do you still have the bed with the mattress and box spring?
No.
Chest of drawers?
No.
Jewelry?
No.
What'd you do with it?
She had a couple bags of clothes, some books, and she does have one dresser. It's a desk. Right, that's it. Other than that, everything else is thrown out, which was shoes, it was toothbrushes, personal items, things of that nature. After she basically kept violating judges' orders and putting me and my son's life in jeopardy, I felt that there was no need for me to keep this going on. This civil case is basically the same example of her trying to keep some type of relationship going here, Your Honor.
Mr. Powell, I want you to tell me, sir, when she was arrested in October.
Correct.
Now,
yes.
Up until that time, the two of you had lived together for a couple of years. When you live together for a couple of years, you accumulate property. You have your clothes and things. Did there ever come a time when you gave certain of her property over to somebody so that she would have clothes and shoes?
As soon as she got out of jail, she was there within 2 hours with the police escort to get her things. They gave her things. They allowed her to take things out that day. So she took most of her things that first day.
Miss Clemens, on October the 4th, were you accompanied by a police officer, easy to verify, back to Mr. Powell's house to retrieve some of your property?
Yes, I was accompanied by the police officers.
And how long did you stay with the police officer, which is also easy to verify, in Mr. Powell's house?
Mr. Powell rushed us out after about 20 minutes. He told me to get what I could get and get out.
No, there was a police officer with you.
Yes, and
there was a police officer with you. I assume that if you were there with an officer, you wanted to get things that were most valuable to you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you take your jewelry?
Because the jewelry was what I consumed. What jewelry I had on was most important to me. The jewelry that was left in the house were things I did not wear every day. The clothing I obtained was stuff that I needed to get through the week. Mr. Powell stopped me from getting everything. I wish I could.
I'm not talking about everything. I'm asking you about a specific thing. I'm asking you about jewelry. To me, woman goes into a house, she grabs cash and jewelry first, and then you go to your pocketbook.
Your Honor.
What? Go ahead.
I have this whole situation with Lisa has been such a terrifying thing. As I said, I've even neglected to countersue her for the amount of rent left on our lease, as well as the damages to the house, which I have pictures of right here. Those damages would be in a total of somewhere between $800 and $900. The rent would be the total of like $1,400. I don't want nothing else to do with this whole situation whatsoever, so I've neglected to countersue.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
When did you go to get her things?
No, I never got a chance to because the officer called me back and said he changed his mind.
No, I don't believe. Let's not get involved with things that you really don't know anything about.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Clemens says ex-boyfriend Ricardo Powell won't return her property. She also claims Ricardo assaulted her.
I would like to know, Mr. Powell, on what date you disposed of, according to you, these couple of bags of clothing and shoes.
November the 19th, the day that she came over a week after the trial in violation of the judge's order. There was no more purpose at that point. She was going to keep violating the protection order. She was going to keep violating the judge's order.
Now, she was found guilty on the violation.
She was found guilty on the domestic violence. She had it mixed up, Your Honor. That's the only thing I'm clarifying. She was found guilty of the domestic violence. I plea bargained her to dismiss the violation of the temporary protection order.
So she wouldn't go to jail?
Correct. That she would get this counseling.
Right. So she wouldn't go to jail because
Correct.
if you're found guilty on the violation, what?
Correct.
You want to say something?
Yes.
Well, step up for a second. Tell me what you want to say. Your last name is?
My last name is Twyman.
Go ahead.
I went with the police to their house to get her clothes and things.
Is that the day she was released?
This was the second time, I believe. And he would not let her get anything. And the police called both their lawyers, and I believe both lawyers agreed that she could get these things. And he told them at first she could come and get them. And then the police called me back.
Just a second. Who did he tell she could come and get it?
He told the police.
How do you know that?
Because the officer called me at home, at my house, and told me that I could go and get the things without her.
You, not her.
Not her.
You.
Me. Right.
Fine. When did you go to get her things?
Now,
listen to me carefully. When did you go to get her things?
I never got a chance to because the officer called me back and said he changed his mind.
No. I don't believe.
Oh, well,
No, that I don't believe. He said you could go.
Exactly.
Was she going with you?
No, she was not allowed to go.
Good.
She was there to...
Now let me hear your version of these events.
Okay, Your Honor. After the police, they said she has a reasonable expectation to come after the domestic violence case to come back and get some things out of her house. I gave them the run of the house to get what they have to do because I understood the police officers. After that, I was advised by the police officers as well as the prosecutor's office that anything else after this would have to be dealt with in court. They came over 3 extra more times after that in violation of what everybody is stating.
Who's they?
She came over more than once. He came over the second time after the police with her, too. She was there with him the second time.
Where was she?
They were in the truck in front of the house.
Did you ever go over to the house in the truck with her? Shh. The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
Well, you can't do that, sir.
Okay, well, we met the police there at the house. And we were not in front of your house. We were 2 doors down, actually. We called the police before going to his house.
She can't go there, sir. Don't you understand that?
Exactly. I understand that. Okay, Jan, if you may, if she can't go there, why would he have her come there and pay the rent and then put her out?
Again,
after the whole situation.
Let's not get involved with things that you really don't know anything about.
I know about it.
Okay? Sit down.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You have to put a period. You have to say this did not work out. The relationship is over. I'm not going to have anything to do with him. I lost some. He may have lost some. I lost more. That's the way it usually goes. It's over. Forget it. Go buy a new TV and a new hamper. Do you understand?
Yes,
it's
I do.
Finished. It's over. If you stop taking your medication because you don't feel as if you need it anymore,
I'm not with him anymore.
if you don't feel as if you need it anymore, that's a judgment that you're going to have to make. I'm not so sure, Ms. Clements, that that's the best idea. However, if you think that that's a good idea, fine. Cross him off and say it's over and let it go. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. We're on the calendar in the matter of Baum versus Baum. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Baum, the defendant is your former wife, and it is your claim that she filed a false charge of violating a protective order against you. You want to be compensated for being taken into custody and those false charges. And Ms. Baum said she did not, that you did, in fact, violate a protective order, and she did not accuse you of any crime. She just merely did what she was supposed to do. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When were you and the defendant married?
1984.
And when were you divorced?
1999.
And you have 2 children?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
17 and 16.
When you divorced, who got custody of the children?
I did.
Was that after a trial or by agreement?
Trial.
And these are your 2 girls?
Yes, ma'am.
How long did the girls live with you?
Up till 2003.
So far, are those dates correct?
No, ma'am.
He got custody of the children in 1999?
Yes, ma'am.
And they lived with him until what year?
2002.
What month?
November.
What happened in 2002?
I received a call from him, and he said Katrina wanted to come live with me, so I went and got her. Elizabeth stayed with her dad.
So Katrina, one child came to live with you in November. That's
Yes, ma'am.
Katrina. Did there come a time when Elizabeth went to live with her mother?
Only through why we're here. She went to do visitation. At that point in time, her mother went to the court and filed a protective order saying that I gave her a black eye.
When was that?
August of 2002. No, 2003, I'm sorry.
And so from August of 2003 until what time, what month and year did Elizabeth stay with you?
December of 2004.
And what happened in December of 2004?
On December 1st, Katrina and I had gotten into an argument that morning, and the girls proceeded to go to school. Elizabeth went to school and decided she didn't want to be with me anymore, so she left school grounds without anybody's permission, got a ride to her dad's work, and she's been there ever since.
When did you find out that she was missing?
Like 30 minutes. I called the school because I kind of had an idea. I had called Elizabeth's cell phone.
Well, if you had an idea, then something more happened. Then you had an argument with Katrina, Miss Baum.
No, ma'am, it was just an
argument.
argument.
Then why, if you had an argument with one child, why would you think that something happened to your other
because
child?
Elizabeth went to the school and told them that she wanted Child Protective Services called.
Against you?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so well, that would give you a clue.
But it was unfound.
Just a second. But that would give you a clue that there was trouble. And that all happened on December 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
Step up. You're 17, Elizabeth?
Yes, ma'am.
You live with your father?
Yes, ma'am.
What happened in your house December 1st?
December 1st, my sister, we got ready for school and came downstairs, and my sister and my biological mother had gotten into an argument. My biological mother told my sister that she was going to strangle her, and that was not the first time she has put her hands on my sister. And so we went to school. She had called my cell phone. We were at the bus stop.
Well, what did you say to your mother when she said that? Did you say anything?
I just looked at her and was like, "No, you're not." And then so we left the house and went to the bus stop, and she called my cell phone and told me to tell my sister to come back home because she has to pack her things and leave. Then we got on the bus and she called my cell phone back, and Katie was on the bus with me. She didn't go home, so she was like, "I'm coming to pick her up from school to bring her back home to pack her things and leave." So when I told Katie that, she started crying, and we got to school.
So far, is that right, Katie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead.
So we got to school, and the senior administrator was upstairs, and she saw that Katie was crying, and she asked me what happened. And I was telling her what happened. Then she took us down to the guidance office, and the resource officer is the one that said he was going to call Child Protective Services.
And who called your father?
I did later that day.
Where were you?
It was right after 3rd block, and...
You mean in school?
Right. And I had a voicemail on my phone, a vulgar voicemail, saying that she was going to kill me too, and that everything was going to come back on me.
You mean it was from your mother?
Right. Yes, ma'am. She was going to be home when I got home, and I was going to get what's coming to me. So after I listened to that message, I called my father and told him what happened. And I guess at that point, it was just, I couldn't take it anymore.
Now, Mr. Baum, who contacted you, sir? The police? Or did you contact the police that
Well,
day?
she called me at work, and I knew I had a protective order against me.
When was that protective order granted?
I have it here in my documents.
Can I have it, please?
Here's a series of protective orders from where it started to where I got custody. But that particular day...
Just 1 second, sir. Why did you file for an initial protective order, Mrs. Baum?
When I picked Elizabeth up, she had a black eye.
When was that?
August of 2003.
Yes?
And I asked her what happened. She told me a speaker fell on her. I didn't believe that. So we talked more throughout the weekend, and then she told me her dad punched her for lying and having people in his house that stole some stuff from him. So I went to the magistrate, a protective order was issued, we went to court, and the judge told him that he had to take an anger management class.
You went to the police, Mrs. Baum, is that right, on December the 1st or the 2nd?
The 1st.
And do you have the application that you filled out for the violation of the protective order?
There is no application.
What did you tell the magistrate?
I told the magistrate, I showed him a copy of the current protective order that says that he may have telephone contact with the children and physical contact that I approve. I told the magistrate that Elizabeth was at his house, that she does not have permission to be there. If she wants to live with her father, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
Just a minute. What you told the judge, according to you,
the magistrate.
That's a judge.
Oh, okay.
Was that here's the protective order. My daughter is there, and she's not there with my permission.
Correct.
That's what you told him.
Yes, ma'am.
Period.
Yes, ma'am.
Based upon that, he issued an arrest warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
How come you didn't tell the judge, Miss Baum, that your daughter had run away, that she had called Child Protective Services against you? All of that you knew by that time.
Your Honor, I did. I told the magistrate the whole story of the whole day.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You went to file a violation of a protective order, and you knew your daughter wasn't in danger. You knew she wasn't at risk. You knew you had had a fight with her that day. You knew that she had gone to the school and caused them to call Child Protective Services. And knowing all of that, for some bizarre reason, you elected, instead of going to the family court to try to get the matter resolved, somehow in the family court, letting the situation cool down for a day, seeing how you could resolve it with your daughter, you decided to go in to file a violation of a 6-month-old protective order. And I don't understand what was your motivation.
Your Honor, my issue wasn't with Elizabeth at all that day. It was with my other one.
I understand that your initial problem was with your other daughter, but it was Elizabeth who spoke to the guidance counselor. It was Elizabeth who caused them to contact Child Protective Services, who ultimately contacted you and started all the trouble for you. And you reacted to that, Mrs. Baum, by going to court, and instead of letting things settle down with your two girls, going to court and making trouble for your ex-husband.
No, that's
exactly what you did. Oh, yes, that is exactly what you did. Your former husband is suing you for $2,000. He said he was arrested. How long were you taken into custody for, sir?
I was released that day. But if I may add on that?
Yeah.
Prior to that, my daughter called me about 12:30 that day, and because where they live is in a separate city, I told her to call the Virginia Beach Police Department to find out what they would have her do, and they said, come see me. So she got a ride to home, and she got a ride from home to my work. At that point, I got a couple calls on my cell phone. I'm not sure if I responded to a call, if I called her back and said, hey, she's here with me, but do not come up here and cause any trouble. After work, we'll settle this, we'll go through it and find out what's going on and get to the bottom of this. Later that night, she called her, Elizabeth, up. My ex called her Elizabeth up and said, I want your cell phone and your key. She came over to the house and got the cell phone and her key to the house.
Did you go to his house?
I went to the parking lot next door at like 7 o'clock at night to pick up the cell phone that's in my name and my house key.
But not your daughter?
No, she didn't.
No, why? No, because...
Your Honor, I can't pick her up and put her in the car.
Because she didn't want to go home with you.
That's right. So,
and if you, are you telling me, are you suggesting to me that this magistrate before whom you appeared to get a protective order, you told him that your daughter didn't want to go home with you, she was okay with her father, and you went and you got your cell phone because you were worried she would make telephone calls. You weren't worried about her. Worried that she would make telephone calls.
Your Honor,
You're absolutely right, sir. It was vicious and it was vindictive.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today.
After leaving the hospital, Mr. Osborne walked to a nearby Pizza Hut to smoke a cigarette and drink a pop.
Did you do that, Mr. Osborne?
Yes, I did.
With a collapsed lung?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. West Baum says his ex-wife, Lisa Baum, falsely accused him of violating a protective order. West says because of Lisa's actions, he was arrested.
Now, your motivation for going to the judge for a violation of protective order, I believe, was vicious and vindictive and had absolutely nothing to do with the safety of your child. Because your actions that day belie the fact that it had anything to do with the safety of your child, because you went there alone to get your key and your cell phone. And if you actually had fear for your child's safety, you would have called the police and said, please come with me, I have to go get my daughter, she is in danger. You didn't do that.
I did do that. We went to his employment to get her with the police.
They had me arrested.
Just a second.
No, to pick up my daughter. I didn't care what happened to him.
Just a second. And what happened when you went there?
They weren't there. Your Honor, I didn't get any help from the police.
You didn't need any help getting the key and the cell phone, only your daughter. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Now I married a beautiful wife, and she has a problem with it.
I left messages with him, you know, call me, let's work this out, and I don't get any reply. I think he's afraid of what his wife will say.
She didn't want me, and she didn't want nobody else to have me.
No, that's not true.
It's the first time that I've gotten justice in the court system for a long time. I feel good.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Osborne versus Lacey. Step forward, please.
Truck driver Charles Osborne is suing his former friend, writer Michael Lacey, for injuries due to a car accident. Charles says he was a backseat passenger when Michael choked on coffee and drove his car off the road.
Mr. Osborne.
Yes, ma'am.
You were a passenger in a car that was being driven by Mr. Lacey, according to your complaint. I don't know where you gentlemen were on your way to, but you're going to tell me you were sitting in the back seat. According to what I read, there was an accident, you were injured, and you want to be compensated for your medical bills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And Mr. Lacey says this was an accident and you weren't wearing your seatbelt and whatever. Take care of your own medical expenses.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing in Mr. Lacey's car?
Mr. Lacey had been commandeered by my business partner, Frank Owen, to drive us to Rushville, to small claims court.
Who had to be in small claims court?
Mr. Owen did.
And what happened, sir?
We were eastbound on Route 52, and Mr. Lacey had just passed a car doing about 58, 60 miles an hour. And he had taken a drink of coffee at the time, and when he did, he choked on the coffee. He held the accelerator to the floor. We went off to the side of the road. Frank was in the front seat. He tried to grab the wheel to hold it on the road. And I had pulled my seatbelt off quick and tried to jump over the seat to grab the wheel. But at that time is when we went off the road, and the car ended up going over some ravines and went catty-corner into a telephone pole, which hit like the rear door. And I slammed the door, knocked the power window buttons out of the door, broke the window out with my head. And the next time I knew, we finally stopped dead, and the airbag went off, and Mr. Lacey turned around to me and he said, I believe we were in an automobile accident.
I believe you were right. Can I see those pictures? I'm anxious to see.
Sure.
So I assume that
It's the same paper. So.
It's the same paper.
Okay.
Can't believe I'm going to get paid for reading the paper. So this says that both passengers, both you and Mr. Owen, were taken to the hospital. Is that right?
Yes.
What were the extent of your injuries?
I had a collapsed lung, and I still have the problem. I can move my head over this far on the left, and I can come all the way over on the right, but I still can't move it completely right.
Well, what would you have to move it all the way over for? What particular exercise?
I probably wouldn't unless I was looking at...
I'm just curious.
I don't know, Your Honor.
Wait. Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
No,
don't
I know.
do that.
No, I'm just curious. What is it in your life, in your work or social life or whatever, that would require you to go all the way over? And
Well, I'm a truck driver, and I have to leave my head out the window a lot of times to see the cars.
Well, you go out like this. You don't go down like this, right?
Well, I go like this to
Yeah, you go right just like that. That's enough.
Okay. All right.
Seems to me that's enough.
Okay.
So you don't have any long-term disability. You had some short-term problems. Let me see that medical bills, please,
Okay.
and what the doctor had to say about you.
Have an ambulance bill and the hospital bill and the doctor bill.
Okay.
But the one's gone into collection, so but they're all together, same dates.
Okay, Mr. Lacey, why shouldn't you be responsible for this? Didn't you have insurance?
I did not have insurance. It had lapsed.
Oh, Mr. Lacey, that's a big problem for you, sir.
Yes, I realize that, Your Honor.
Well, then why don't you think that you personally should be responsible for this? You were at fault in this accident.
I was at fault in the accident, but the plaintiff here says that he was injured and he was out of the car walking around when I regained consciousness from the airbag and did not exhibit any signs of trauma until the ambulance arrived. And then when the ambulance did arrive, he immediately went into a convulsed state and made it sound like there was something wrong. And the rest of us were all walking around. He had been walking around.
Well, Mr. Owen was taken to the hospital, sir.
Mr. Owen was not taken to the hospital.
According to this, he was.
He was not.
Well, he was. And you're responsible. And if he wanted to go and get himself checked out, that's his prerogative. Mr. Osborne, you're suing for $5,000, sir. Why?
The hospital bills were $2,100.
Correct.
I was off work for 3 weeks, and I'm a percentage driver. I'm paid average about $820 a week.
Well, you have to show me something that indicates to me, sir, that you received medical treatment during the course of those 3 weeks, and the reason that you were out of work for 3 weeks was as a result of your injuries. Do you have medical records?
No, I don't. I didn't go see the doctor afterwards.
Well, that's unfortunate, sir. If I were out of work for 3 weeks, I would go see a doctor. You want to say anything?
Yes, I would, Your Honor. After leaving the hospital, Mr. Osborne walked to a nearby Pizza Hut to smoke a cigarette and drink a pop.
Did you do that, Mr. Osborne?
Yes, I did.
With a collapsed lung?
I did walk like I was jogging the 500, but I made it over there.
I mean, is what you're telling me, with a collapsed lung, you went over, you had a drink and a cigarette?
Well, I tried to have the cigarette. I had the drive.
All right. Mr. Lacey, you are responsible minimally for his medical bills. Do you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise was an accident, and I don't think there was anything irresponsible other than the fact that perhaps you were drinking a cup of coffee and you choked on it. Maybe you should just concentrate on your driving. So you are responsible for his medical bills, not $5,000 for his being out of work, for his being uncomfortable, for whatever else. I don't have any proof of that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,100. Thank you. That's all.
Yes, this is case number 406 on the calendar in the matter of Hodges versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Young ladies, have a seat.
Tell me your name.
Micaiah Hodges.
How old are you, Micaiah?
I'm 10 years old.
10? What's your name?
Shadeja Hopkins. Shamira Hopkins.
How old are you?
11.
And you?
9.
Stand up with your mother. You too. Are you a friend of Makia's?
No. No.
Why not?
Because she's always, sticking her middle finger up at somebody. She's always getting smart and all her ass.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand what you said, so you have to say it slower.
Okay. She's always putting her eyes at people. She's always trying to get smart. And
Putting her eyes on people?
Rolling her eyes.
Rolling her eyes.
Yes.
She's rolling her eyes.
Rolling? Oh.
I'm trying to understand what your daughter is saying. She's not always going to have you as an interpreter.
I understand, Your Honor.
Good. How is she getting smart?
She's always sticking her finger up at people. She's always saying cuss words and stuff at people.
Really? So what do you do to her when she does that to you?
Pulled her hair.
Now, she didn't pull your hair, did she? Did she pull your hair before you pulled her hair? Make sure you tell the truth. No. Now, were you alone when you pulled her hair?
No.
Who were you with?
My sister and my cousin.
And where were you when you pulled her hair?
At her house.
What were you doing at her house?
She was in front of her house with her friends, and she was supposed to be in her backyard, and then she came in the front.
What did you go to her house for?
We play in front of her house.
Why don't you play in front of your house?
Because we be with our friends and...
Because you were trying to annoy her?
No.
Which one of you scratched Mrs. Hodges' car? Raise your hand.
Neither.
Who scratched her car? Well, that's what this case is about. This case is about your two daughters who have been harassing this little girl, right?
Well, that's
seems to me, based upon 3 minutes worth of questioning, that that's what's going on here, and I'm only getting a part of the story. Because rolling of the eyes does not equate to putting your hands on somebody else, right?
Well, another child might feel a little differently about being harassed in the window and out the door and out the window when her mother's not paying attention to her rolling her eyes, sticking up her middle finger. That's right.
Apple doesn't
to another
fall
child.
far from the tree. That's what we got. We got an apple that doesn't fall far from the tree. We've got a mother who doesn't say to her children, you don't put your hands on somebody else, even if they roll their eyes or if they say bad words to you, which I doubt happened. Which I doubt happened. But when you have a mother who condones it, then you have trouble. That's what happens. So it's up to you to take control of Smarty Pants and her sister over here and explain to them that you don't put your hands on another person unless they touch you first and you're trying to defend yourself. And if you can't teach that to your daughters, I guarantee you, you won't be visiting them at their college graduations. Guaranteed.
Well, that's what
guaranteed. That's what I know.
Well,
and I've been in the business a lot longer than you've been alive.
Well, that's what you say.
That's what I know. Not what I say, what I know.
Who said that I haven't taught them that?
Well, you just said to me. That's the way a child reacts if somebody rolls their
I said
eyes.
that's a child reaction, but I have talked to my children. They had no business putting their hands on a little girl.
Fine, then that's all you had to say to me.
After all, I am a mother of 6, and I do know how to raise children.
Well, did you punish them for doing what they did?
Yes, I did.
Tell me how you punished them.
You see, I would make them stay in, and they wouldn't be allowed to play at their girlfriend's house, who does live down there in the neighbor's block.
Well, that sounds like you're making it up as you're going along.
Oh,
Mrs. Hodges, let's get on to the car. What happened with the car?
It was in August. I heard laughing outside of my door, and it was a long time with these girls coming down to the house. They went into my yard to get my daughter. That day they were kicking my door and screaming, and they were like, your kids are ugly, hope you drop your little ugly baby. At that time my baby was 3 weeks old. And I went to my daughter's window, and it's at the front of the house. I looked out the window and I saw them out there. I didn't know what they were doing, and then I saw them run. It was the next morning that I came out and saw that they had scratched the car.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I also have pictures of the car.
Do you have a follow-up report from the officer?
Yeah, what he did was he spoke to...
No. What I want to know is if there was a follow-up report indicating that the officer spoke to Mrs. Smith and her girls. The officer come to speak to you?
Yes, he did.
And your girls?
He spoke to me.
Did he speak to the girls?
Yes, he did speak to one of the girls.
Which one did he speak to?
He spoke to Shardasia.
Did you tell the police officer that you had scratched the car?
No.
Did you tell the police officer who scratched the car?
No, ma'am.
Did you tell the police officer you were there when somebody scratched the car?
Yes.
What did they scratch the car with?
I think it was a rock.
You think it was a rock? I want you to hold up your hand and tell me how big the rock was.
About this big.
What color was the rock? Black, white, brown?
Brown.
Rough edges, or was it smooth?
Rough edges.
Rough edges. Now, so we know that the rock was about this size, brown, and it had rough edges on it. Now, who was carrying it?
My cousin.
Your cousin who?
Tashina.
And who used it to scratch the car?
This girl named Justice.
Justice has a last name?
I don't know her last name.
Do you know her last name?
No, I don't.
Now, did you tell that to your mother?
No.
Is this the first time you're telling your mother that your cousin had the rock and Justice was the one who used the rock? Is this the first time you're telling your mother that? Your mother's looking like, yes, that this is the first time she's hearing that from you.
Yes.
You think that I believe you?
No.
You're right. And you want to know something else? Your mother doesn't believe you either.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They're traveling in a pack, and they're doing the wrong thing, and they are being encouraged by pack behavior and your behavior. And if you don't take it seriously, I'm telling you, college no, detention facility yes.
And later today.
Did your mother always tell when the children were telling a lie or telling the truth? She's smart?
Not all the time.
I am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gianna Hodges says her neighbors, 11-year-old Shardesha Hopkins and 9-year-old Shamara Hopkins, scratched her car with rocks. Gianna also says the girls have been terrorizing her daughter, Micaiah.
Young lady, you are always in life going to meet people that are smarter than you are, because I know that you think that you're a hotshot. You're 11 years old and you know a lot, but you know nothing. So when you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. When you make up stories and you lie, you have to have a very good memory. Do you understand that concept?
Yes.
I don't know whether you do, but your mother does. Can I see pictures of the damage to the car, please?
Well, Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
I seen the car, and I stopped and I knocked on Mrs. Hodges' door. And I spoke to her at that time, my daughter and I, and she showed me an estimate, or told me that she had an estimate for her car for $255. She said I was going to get another estimate, and the estimate was cheaper estimate. So I said, okay.
$255 is pretty. Listen,
okay,
I'm looking at the damage here.
Well, that's what I would have, thought.
Just a minute. So what you're telling me, Miss Smith, because it's not what you put in your answer. You don't have a problem with paying for the damage because you believe your daughter did do the damage.
Of course I have a problem with
Well,
paying.
that's not, then the damage is not the issue right now.
Okay, I understand that, but...
Right now we have to, there are two stages to this process.
Yes,
First, we have to figure out who did the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I am satisfied that she did the damage. And so are you. So are you. She knows we have a rock this size, brown in color with ragged edges that was used by somebody by the name of Justice, whose name she doesn't remember. And it's the first time since this whole thing happened that she's telling you this story, because before that she told you, I don't know anything. I was there with my friends. I didn't do anything. I mean, coming into a courtroom setting and dealing with somebody who's been around the block a couple of times, I usually get to the bottom of it. The only problem is she's not going to say to you right now, it was me. So she'll make up a story. That's why we went to the rock first. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right. Now, the issue is not what amount is going to be awarded as a result of the damage. The first issue is who did the damage? Because she didn't see who did the damage. She saw a bunch of kids out there. These two girls were near her car, which is why she came to you, which is why she called the police.
Who did the damage if
she
didn't see who done it?
Just a second. Let me tell you something. She said she had seen the girls and she sent the police to your house. Even if I find that she didn't see the girls, I just got a confession from your daughter. You're not following it, but your daughter just confessed to me that the person with the brown rock with jagged edges about this size, but in somebody else's hand, did the damage to the car. And if you believe that I am going to make this award, listen to me.
My daughter.
Listen.
I believe my daughter.
Well, you do?
Yes.
Did you believe her when she told you she didn't do anything?
Well, she was with her friends.
No.
She was with her
listen to
friends,
me.
and because the little girl don't have any friends,
Did you
and she
believe
was
her
with
when she
friends,
said
and she has 10 or 15 friends?
Oh, college you're never going to see. Can I see the estimate, please?
Well, I won't.
No, you won't.
Could I say something, please?
You won't. A detention facility, maybe you'll see, but college you won't see. Say nothing, please. There will always be bullies. There will always be people that travel in packs that do the wrong thing. Right now, that's what your girls are doing. They're being bullies, and they're bullying this young lady. They're bullying her whether they like her, whether they don't like her, whether they think she's good-looking, her mother's good-looking, her baby is good-looking. Whatever it is, they're traveling in a pack, and they're doing the wrong thing, and they are being encouraged by pack behavior and your behavior, because you're not taking what they do seriously. This is unpleasant, amoral, criminal behavior, and if you don't take it seriously, I'm telling you, college, no. Detention facility, yes. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,300. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Like Judge Judy said, they roam as a pack, which is why my daughter is not out there with them.
She calls it a pack. I call it my daughter having friends.
My mother has taught me better than to do those kind of things.
They're out late, they're making noise, they're doing, things, and I don't know if it's not just those two.
No, my children are never out of the house after 8 o'clock.
They actually need to be taught to, not to damage someone's property.
It doesn't matter. My children did not do it. They're innocent.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Birch. Step forward.
20-year-old student Kimberly Johnson is suing her former friend, 22-year-old retail manager Michael Birch, for bailing him out of jail when he was arrested for unpaid traffic tickets.
Ms. Johnson, according to your complaint, Mr. Birch owes you for a loan. The loan was for bail money.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Birch says it was a nice gesture, but there was never a loan.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's up to me to find out the truth, right?
You're right.
Because I know the truth. So I have a few questions for you, Mr. Birch. What were you in jail for?
Traffic.
What, you were making traffic?
No, a ticket, unpaid ticket.
Huh?
Unpaid ticket.
An unpaid traffic ticket?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of traffic tickets?
More than
no,
one.
look, don't look down. Look over here, because, Mr. Birch, let's go back a second. How many children are in your family?
I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
And where does your mom live?
My mom lives in Georgia.
Is she a good mom?
Yes.
You think your mother is a truth machine? Could your mother always tell when the children were telling a lie or telling the truth? She's smart?
Not all the time.
I am.
Kimberly Johnson says former friend Michael Birch owes for a loan for bail.
How long were you in jail for a traffic ticket?
Not 4 or 5 hours.
And tell me how you came to be placed in jail.
Well, there was a warrant for my arrest, which I didn't know about.
And what was the nature of your traffic infraction, sir?
Unpaid park tickets. I ran a couple lights in a hurry. Speeding, couple cases.
Now, how old were these tickets, Mr. Birch?
One was maybe a year old.
Why didn't you pay it?
Time passed by. I couldn't in the moment.
So I assume at some point they revoked your license?
Yes.
And when was that?
Around March.
And you continued to drive the car?
Yes.
Which you know is a crime.
Yes.
In what month were you finally stopped?
July.
Now, how do you know Miss Johnson?
Best friends for like 3 or 4 years.
How did you meet her?
I met her at the movies one night. Led to a very great relationship with her and I. Best friends for 4 years. I would say more than just a best friend relationship, as in we were like brothers, sisters.
Good. So that when you were arrested in July because you were a deadbeat with regard to these assorted violations involving your car, how many phone calls were you allowed?
I can make the phone calls out from a jail as many as I want.
How many did you make?
I made 1.
Who did you make it to?
My best friend, Kim.
Did you ask her how she was feeling?
No.
Did you say, did you have a good day?
No.
Did you say, I'm in jail?
Yes.
Did you say, can you bail me out?
No.
Did she say, how can I help you?
Yes.
Now, when you called her, Mr. Birch, from jail, I want you to try to think and get into yourself, sir. What did you hope would happen?
That she'd be there for me like best friends are supposed to do.
But I don't need any editorializing. You called her because you wanted her to bail you out.
Yes.
Now, these weren't her parking tickets, were they?
No.
She wasn't driving with a suspended license, was she?
No.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Birch?
I work at a retail store, fashion design, clothing.
And before that, what were you doing?
I worked for Singular Wireless.
What did Miss Johnson do for a living?
Miss Johnson currently in school. She also worked at a swimming facility. She was a swim teacher.
So she was supporting herself while she was going to school and paying for school?
Yes.
What I want to know is, why would you think that somebody should spend $500 to get you out of a predicament that you got yourself into when she is supporting herself, trying to better herself by going to school, and you're doing nothing but taking care of yourself?
Well, it's not about whether she would do it. In this case, your best friends, regardless if it's she or a male, you're supposed to be there for your best friend regardless of the situation it is. In this case, and since she's a girl, I'm assuming that she is innocent. No, I didn't make her pay this money. I didn't put a gun to her head. She chose to. This is my best friend.
I want you to look at his face. Do you know how disgusted he is with you? I think it's very nice that she took out the money from her ATM, from her bank account, or wrote out money, a check from her checking account, or borrowed money from her line of credit to go down to make sure that you didn't spend more than 5 hours in jail. And the next thing that should have happened was that you go to your ATM, to your line of credit, to your checking account, take out the money and say, thanks for being there for me as my friend, and here's the money back. Don't you get that? Don't you get that? $500?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500, that's all.
Mrs. Bentley. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Ogden, this is your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, your daughter asked you for a series of loans.
Yes, ma'am.
She had gotten into some trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
Possibly trouble that could have ended her up in very hot water. And she agreed to pay you back. She did not.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
in addition to that, you co-signed for a car for her. Car was eventually repossessed. She
Yes, ma'am.
says at your suggestion, therefore she owes you nothing for the car. And your daughter says that you did in fact give her some money when she got into trouble. In exchange for that, she waited on you hand and foot like a slave, and if you had to pay somebody to take care of you, it would have cost you a lot more than what she actually took from you. Is that your defense?
That's a lie.
Shh.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
That's your defense. How old are you?
I'm 32.
What kind of trouble did you get into, Miss Bentley?
I was picked up with the sale of drugs.
Drug sale?
Yes, ma'am. I haven't been charged yet, but I was picked up for that.
When was that?
That was September 1st, 2004.
Are those charges still pending?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a lawyer involved in
Yes,
that case?
ma'am.
What did you need money for?
Well, whenever I first moved, my mom offered me a place to stay, to get back on my feet, to get cleaned up and stay out of trouble. And I took her up on it, and I had a couple of hot checks.
What do you mean hot checks?
Well, I mean, I had written a couple of checks, and they weren't covered. I thought the money was in the bank, but it wasn't.
So you needed money?
Right. She offered. I didn't ask.
How much money did you need?
That was, I think that was $250 at that time. And there was also an incident where I was going through a divorce at the same time, and I had my ex filed telephone harassment on me. And so I also had to fine for that for court. I didn't ask her to pay. Again, she offered. I was going to come up with the money.
You were going to come up with the money.
Right.
How much was that?
$500.
Does your mother work?
Nope.
How does she support herself?
My stepdad pays our bills.
So she's married and she lives with her husband?
Yes.
So it really is the The income that's coming in to the house is his income.
Right. She loans it out to other family members just like she did me.
She offers it to other family members with the understanding that they're not going to pay her back.
Or that they will if they can, whenever. If they don't, she wants it right then she wants it right then.
Who are you?
Her witness, Robert Dillahunty.
How is he related to you?
He's my boyfriend. He was there whenever she offered to pay some of the bills for me and stuff.
Was he also arrested on these drug charges?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the same lawyer or a different lawyer?
Different lawyers.
That's a good idea. You understand why you have a different lawyer, don't you?
No.
Because eventually one of you is going to put it on the other.
Amen.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
They both
that's
lie
why,
like dogs.
That's why I have two different lawyers. So let's deal with the $750.
Well, totally it is $244.54 for your hot checks where you...
Okay, she said $250. It's close enough. What's next?
And the other one, I had just gotten out of the hospital on Wednesday night, and I get a phone call the next morning around 10 a.m. on Thursday from Robert Dillahunty's mother, Margaret Dillahunty, saying that Shannon had to have $404 or she was going to go to jail. Well, I had no other way to get it. My twin was sick. She couldn't go take it. I paid Mr. Deaton by telephone, and he charged me an extra $100 to do it.
Okay. Well, once you turned over the money, tell me about the discussion you had with your daughter.
Well, she knew she had to pay me back. I told her, I said, Shannon Michelle, I ain't growing money on trees. She knows she got to pay me back.
No, Miss Ogden, listen to me very carefully. I want to know what you said to her and what she said to you when you finally saw her after you paid this money.
She said, Mother, I'll get a job. As soon as I get my job, I'll pay you back. And as soon as I cash my stocks in, I'll pay you back. I've heard this and heard that.
Just a second. Did she ever get a job?
No, but she got offered one. She wouldn't take it.
Did she ever sell her stocks? What kind of stocks do you have?
There were some my dad, he passed away in 2002. There were some he had with Dow back from like the 70s. It was just a few $1,000s worth.
So what'd you do with the money?
I'm having them transferred right now into
what?
my name because I was executrix of his estate. And Judge, I couldn't get a job because I pretty much did everything for her. When I moved in,
That is a lie.
I did
Miss
everything.
Ogden.
I did everything for the woman. I cleaned. She, get me something to drink, get me a beer, get me this. She was constantly, it never.
So what?
How was her maid? How could I get a job?
Miss Bentley.
I did the best I
Miss
could.
Bentley, you're not there now. You're not taking care of your mother now. Why can't you get a job now?
I can. I'm looking. I'm going to school full time and I'm looking for work.
Look, listen to me. You have children?
Yes, ma'am, too.
Your children don't live with you.
No, ma'am.
They live with their father.
They live with his parents.
Or with his parent.
Yes, ma'am.
They don't live with you.
Right.
Or him.
Right.
Amen.
Ditto to that.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Your problem is that you've had a windfall of money. According to your mother, $375,000.
I have a house paid for, I have a car paid for, I have...
Lufkin Police Department has it.
And later today...
I got mad and I went and I took a baseball bat to the back window.
Who was in the car at the time?
Her daughter was in the car.
Her baby was in the car.
And I did not know that at the time.
No, I told them. Shh.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sherry Ogden says her daughter, Shannon Bentley, owes for loans she made while Shannon was trying to get clean. Shannon says because of drugs, she lost everything.
This is not the time for a 32-year-old woman to be in school full-time, my dear. This is the time for a 32-year-old woman to be in school part-time and working. Because if you have children who are being taken care of by their paternal grandparents, in addition to paying your mother back for the money she laid out to keep you out of jail, you should be sending support for your children. How's that for an eye-opener?
I agree. You're right. I've looked for a job.
You're not looking hard enough, honey. Anybody can get a job.
Thank you.
Anybody can get a job. Fast food, drying cars at a car wash. Anybody can get a job. Your problem is that you've had a windfall of money. According to your mother, $375,000.
No, ma'am, it wasn't that much.
How much?
It was around $250,000.
$250,000 is $250,000. That's a lot of money.
I have a house paid for, I have a car paid for, I have
Lufkin Police Department has it.
Shh. Listen to me, Miss Ogden. Don't speak.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say to you is, you got a lot of money. That could make you a real lazy behind. But you have responsibility. When was the last time you sent your children support?
I haven't supported them. I've bought clothes for them. And
that's not support. Support is sending their grandparents $500 a month. And I suggest that if you want to be considered a mother at any time in your life, you will start to do that. Get a job and start supporting your children. Because that's what mothers are supposed to do who don't have their children in their custody, just like fathers. But first, you pay your mother back $750 judgment for
Wait, I got $1,250 in there where I loaned her to. It's on there.
Is that for the car? Shh, listen to me. Was that for the car?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to pay careful attention to me and just listen to me.
Okay.
The car was repossessed.
I had them.
You had them repossess the car.
You know why? I couldn't stand it being in Lufkin, Texas because of her and Dopehead over here. Insurance could have lapsed on a Friday night. Well, I wouldn't know that Gates got it. Right? And
Miss
she don't
Ogden,
get high
I understand. Listen to me. I understand why you felt compelled to repossess the car. But there was no legal reason. There was an emotional reason for you to repossess the car. You said, listen, I'm not crazy about him. I'm not crazy about her. And I'm not going to be stuck with this payment because it could end up on my credit, so I'm going to call them and have the car repossessed. I can understand why you did it. But then you can't get the money back for the tax tags. All right, $750. I'm speaking.
$700.
Listen to me. I'm speaking. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $750.
But Judge,
that's all.
I'm telling you, listen to this tape right here. No, listen. She owed me $1,250.
That's it.
What is your excuse? You messed up out.
You liar. She went through all of that money on drugs, and there's a dopehead over there with her.
I bought a house, bought cars. I mean, the money's gone. This is true.
She stood there and told the bald-faced lie. I don't even drink beer. She'd get up and get me a beer. She didn't wait on me for no hand or foot, a man in the moon.
Well, she's crazy because, I mean, she takes so many pills, it's pathetic. She's nothing but a pill head.
She sold Vicodins and Zoloft and Prozac to other doctors and stuff in Pasadena.
You know why she goes to school? She gets Pell Grants. That way she can live on it.
My mom has nothing to do with the kids. She can go see them on her own. She don't. She calls them occasionally. She don't leave her house, leave her pill bottle.
Well, I love her. Hope she gets her life straightened out. But if she can't get her life straightened out, she better stay out of mine because I don't want to go to penitentiary.
I just don't think there'll ever be a relationship. There never has been one. There's never going to be one.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Finnegan versus Cooper. Step forward, please.
19-year-old warehouse worker Justin Finnegan is suing 28-year-old student Catherine Cooper for backing into his car. Catherine says Justin was illegally parked.
Mr. Finnegan, it is your claim that Miss Cooper damaged your car by backing into it.
Yes, that is correct.
And you want her to pay for the damage that was done to your car. Miss Cooper says that your car is, or was, I don't know if it's still in existence, an illegally parked piece of junk. Okay, where did this happen, Mr. Finnegan?
This...
No, listen to me. I didn't ask you to show me. It's not show and tell. Where did it happen?
We were at the apartment complex.
At an apartment complex?
Yes.
Whose apartment complex?
Her old apartment complex and my witness Matt's apartment complex.
You don't live there?
No, I do not.
What were you doing there?
I was visiting with my friend Matthew.
When?
September 20th.
2004.
Yes, that is correct.
Now you can go over to your chart and show me where your car was.
Okay.
You say your car was parked.
Yes. No, it was still running. I had forgotten my wallet, and I was parked right here.
Well, that says driveway. It's written there, driveway. So you left your car running in the driveway. Where had your car been parked, Mr. Finnegan?
My car was parked right here.
That says friend's car.
When we had left, no one was there. That was where I was parked.
Okay, so that space, you were occupying that space, and then you backed out into the driveway, left your car running, and went back inside to get a wallet?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, now my question to you is, why didn't you pull back into the parking space?
Because we were just running in real quick.
Not we. Don't say we. You were driving?
Yeah.
It's your car, not we
That is
were running in. Who ran in? How many people did it take to
in
get a wallet?
I ran in real quick to grab the wallet.
So you were driving. So my question to you is, why didn't you pull back into the parking space?
I wasn't going to take that long. I was just running and grab the wallet and turn around.
It was long enough for somebody to hit your car.
She was backing out.
It was long enough for somebody to hit your car.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Justin Finnegan says his car was damaged when Catherine Cooper backed into him. Catherine says Justin retaliated by breaking out her rear window with a baseball bat.
Then what happened, Mr. Finnegan?
I had grabbed the wallet, turned around, came out the front door, and we started yelling because she was coming close to the car. And
who's we?
Me and my witness, Matt, and I had another friend outside, and we were all yelling, "Watch out, watch out."
Just a second. Where was this witness?
We were, he,
not we.
Matt was standing right here, right outside of the
He was
car
standing on the grass. What was he doing there?
He had got out to talk to someone.
And she hit your car?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, show me.
Okay.
What's this house? Picture of a house.
That one is a picture of the pole.
What does the pole have to do with this?
I was just showing that she has broke that pole several times with her vehicle.
I want to see a picture of your whole car, sir.
The whole car? We don't have one of the full car.
Why not?
Because I just took a picture of
What's
only
this plural? What's a we?
Sorry.
I want to see a picture of the whole car. She says that this is a gray car that you've painted with house paint. Looks like that to me on this little thing over here, because that has to go to your damages, sir. Is this car painted with house paint?
No, it's primer. It was red.
Primer. Who painted it with primer?
It was primered when I had bought it. I was getting ready for paint.
How long have you had it?
I had it for a year.
Did you ever have it painted?
I haven't had it yet. It's sitting in the shop right now.
Why?
Because I was rebuilding the car.
All right, Miss Cooper, I'll hear you.
Okay.
That's part of the 20th of September, 2004. You backed into his car.
Yes, I did. And right after that happened, I got all his friends. There was more than that many people out, and they surrounded me, and they were yelling at me and calling me all kinds of horrible names. And I told them, fine, I'll just pay you. I was on my way to work. So I left after that. I needed to get out of there. There was a bunch of teenagers, and they were all partying. There's a lot of traffic in and out of the place all the time. And they all started harassing me, and the harassment never ended.
Okay, so you backed into his car.
Yeah.
You didn't see it?
I didn't see it. There was a car parked next to me. I was parked in my normal parking spot, and
I see where you say your car was parked.
Okay.
Now, what happened then, Mr. Finnegan? She didn't pay you for it, is that right?
Yes, she had asked me to bring her an estimate, and she would make payments for it.
Fine. Did you bring her an estimate?
Yes, I did.
Was it a reasonable estimate?
Yes.
What was it for?
It was $670.20.
How much did you pay for the car?
I paid $2,000 for the car.
What year, make, and model car is it?
It's a 1990 Honda Civic.
Did you buy it in primer coat?
Yes, I did.
And you paid $2,000 for it?
That is correct.
Somebody saw you coming. So you gave her this estimate. Go ahead. What happened there?
And I had waited. She had said she was waiting on a check, and I had said, okay. And I had came back to her, and she had said, I don't have the money. I just started a new job. And I had waited another week or so, and I had came back, and I followed up each week. about the money, and every time it was a different story.
Why don't you tell Officer Bird here what you did, sir?
I had asked her about the money, and she said, well, I'm moving and I don't have the money. And so out of anger, I got mad and I went and I took a baseball bat to the back window.
Of what?
Of her vehicle.
Of her car?
That's correct.
Who was in the car at the time?
Her daughter was in the car.
Her baby was in the car?
And I did not know that at the time.
No, I told them.
Shh, 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 shh. Sorry. Got it?
Oh, yeah.
You got your anger out. And you were arrested.
That's correct.
And you pled guilty to vandalism.
It was criminal mischief.
And you were forced to pay restitution.
That is correct.
What do we think, Petrie Hawkins Bird? Evidently, Mr. Finnegan understands how to go to small claims court and file papers.
Apparently.
He even knows how to oversee drawing diagrams.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Finnegan, you think I'm sympathetic to you, sir?
No, ma'am.
You're right. That you're right about. And why do you think I'm not sympathetic to you, Mr. Finnegan?
Because of what I did was not right.
Correct.
In any way, shape,
One
or
thing
form.
was an accident, at least partially caused by your own negligence for leaving your car running in a parking lot where there are children around. Child could have run into the car, driven, hurt themselves, hurt a lot of other people because you couldn't take the time. You must have been off to a very, very important corporate meeting so that you couldn't pull the car back into the parking space, turn off the ignition, and take the key when you went inside to get your wallet. So at least you were partially responsible for what happened to your own piece of junk.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And instead of acting like a grown-up and saying, well, she's not paying me, that's not the right thing to do, maybe it'll cost me $50 to have my car fixed. Instead, you take a baseball bat to her car with her baby in the car sitting in the back seat and smash the window.
Yes, ma'am.
You think that a court is going to be sympathetic to you?
No, ma'am.
You're right. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. 5:20 on the calendar in the matter of Williams versus Williams. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Sir.
Is that what people call you, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Interesting first name.
Thank you.
Miss Williams, this is your cousin. According to your complaint, you leased an apartment with him, with one other person?
With him, yes, ma'am.
Just with him?
Yes, ma'am.
And your agreement was as follows, that you were going to pay the rent and he was going to pay the utilities.
Yes, ma'am.
The utilities were in your name. He didn't pay the utilities. According to you, he owes you several $100s for the utility bills before he moved out. And in addition, because he didn't pay the utilities, he ruined your credit, so you want him to pay additional damages to you. Sir says that there was never any agreement for him to pay the utilities, and in addition, this has nothing to do with anything other than a family dispute that you have, which caused you at some later time to come to his home, where he had moved with his grandmother, and you came in, you poured bleach, and you ruined his clothing and his shirts and his shoes, and you have some property that belongs to him. When did you sign this lease with your cousin?
Ma'am, I have the lease agreement right here. He signed it on the 25th. Or actually, he signed it on 6/20/04.
Where had you lived before?
With my grandmother.
Were you working at the time you moved in with your cousin?
Yes, ma'am.
Who were you working for?
EBS Janitorial Services.
How much money were you making?
$9 an hour.
Working 40 hours a week?
Yes, ma'am.
Your cousin says that you had an agreement that you were supposed to take care of the utilities.
No, ma'am.
Why in the world would she sign a lease with you? You did sign a lease, didn't you?
Yes.
And you not have any responsibility to pay any of the bills at all?
No, I moved in with her. She said she was going to help me get on my feet. She was about to get a house built, and I was going to move out and get my own apartment.
But you signed the lease?
Yes. That's for my apartment credit, so I could get my own apartment. I wouldn't have that much hassle.
And when did you move out?
I got put out.
When?
The end of August, beginning of September.
When did you put him out?
Ma'am, actually, I didn't put him out, but it was in October. My cousin, we had a birthday party for him on October 2nd. He stopped by with his nephew, picked up some things, and That's the last time I saw him. I haven't even spoken to him since all this happened, to be honest with you.
Ma'am, actually, she did put me out. She told me, give her my house key, get out, and if you don't have all your stuff out of here by Sunday, it's going to be scattered out across the apartments.
You lived there for 3 months.
Correct.
What did you do with all your money?
Nothing. I bought my clothes. I bought stuff that I needed.
And you didn't give your cousin any money?
No, I wasn't supposed to.
I didn't ask you whether you say you weren't supposed to. That's what grown-ups do when they have a job. Sir,
okay.
They take care of their own responsibility. You know, when you were living with your grandmother, were you giving her any money?
No.
You giving her any money now?
No.
Are you still working?
No, ma'am.
Well, did you lose your job?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
According to my job, I had a lot of calls coming in from her and her friend that, they said that they were being rude with them. They used to call my job for unnecessary stuff like, I'm his girlfriend, there's an emergency, and all this other type of thing of that sort. That's what my job was told to me.
You got to start taking care of your own responsibilities. You have a girlfriend?
Yes, I do.
You don't have any children?
No, ma'am.
Take your girlfriend out?
Nope.
He was supposed to take care of the utilities?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
Tell me what you told him when he moved in.
Actually, madam, there's a history behind this. Back in 2002, I got out of the military. I'm in the United States Marine Corps. He actually lived with both my sister and I. We were roommates. We rented a house. We stayed there for a year. When our lease was up, we moved into an apartment. I was purchasing a home. Sir was with us the whole time. Yes, I was helping him out. He was my brother. He asked me if he could be my brother. We were raised together. She's my grandmother, too. We moved into this apartment. I was actually working. He was working for me when all this happened with EBS. I got him the job. I was in property management. I was taking him to and from work. The deal was I would pay
Was she driving
rent.
you to and from work?
Yes, she did.
I would.
Go ahead.
I would pay rent because I made, more money. He did. He would pay the utility bills.
What utilities?
The electric bill, the telephone bill, the cable bill, and also, madam, I got him a cellular phone in my name, which I'm not litigating against today, but those bills, which, totally conclusively didn't really add up too much. I mean, I was paying rent.
In total, for the 3 months that he lived with you,
yes, ma'am.
How much were those bills? The electricity, telephone, and
the cable bill was $464.80, and the
$464?
$464
For 3 months?
and 80 cents. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of cable did you have?
Besides the cable bill, someone else, and it wasn't me. I don't know who it was, but they ordered movies or something like that. Fights, which I guess costs more money.
Did you ever do that?
No, ma'am. She ordered those fights.
Just a minute. What was the basic cable bill?
I think it was like $97 a month or something like that.
Is that possible?
Yes.
It's entirely possible.
All right. So that's $300. What else?
The telephone is $166.79, and the electric bill was $604.59.
What was your rent?
$720. But I also paid a wash and dryer, which was $35, and a water bill, which was usually about, I'll say, $30 a month.
So you were paying about $780, and he was paying about $350.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds fair to me.
No,
Sir?
She also had a roommate that moved in with her.
Who was that?
That was her friend.
My lover. But
Just a second.
Go ahead.
Well, if that's the case, then this doesn't look so fair.
She did not live there, but she was there a lot. Sir had his own room. She was in my room.
They shared rooms.
Well, I mean, that's my space.
They moved in. They said that they were going to split the bills, and whenever they
we did not. She did.
No, don't interrupt
yes,
him.
ma'am.
He's speaking now. Go ahead.
She moved in, as soon as we moved to the apartment, she said, well, we're going to split the bills, and we're going to take care of this and that and the other, because she was getting a house built. I was going to sign my name on the lease for 3 months. Now that she's not going to be able to get her house, I guess that's why she's upset.
This is what I don't understand. She was building a house, which means that she had to have a certain credit rating. According to what I read, these bills were in her name.
Correct.
And it doesn't sound logical to me that she would avoid paying these bills, purposely not pay these bills, unless she thought, I'm speaking, unless she thought someone else was taking care of those bills and risk her credit being put in the sewer when she was paying the rent, going to pay for a mortgage on a house, right?
Correct.
So what you tell me about your lack of any sort of financial obligation for your own living expenses or for part of them doesn't make sense, sir.
She was helping me out.
Doesn't make sense, my dear. Now, you want to tell me about the bleached clothes?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I says, I'm gonna call the police. And she said, oh, hell no, you're not gonna call the police. And she shoved me up against the wall with the bat and asked me if I wanted some of it.
Oh, Nana, please stop it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tony Williams says her cousin, Sir Williams, lived with her for free for 3 months. She is suing for $5,000 worth of household bills.
Madam, I have never bleached his clothes. As far as a clock, radio, and the stereo, my mother gave me that for my 30th birthday.
Okay. There came a time when you went to your grandmother's house.
Yes, ma'am.
You were angry with him.
I was.
You were angry with him because he didn't pay these bills?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there any other reason?
No, I was mad at him because my credit was in the toilet. I got all these telephone calls. They were turning off my electricity.
So you went to the house and you were angry. What did you do when you got there?
I talked to my Nana, and I was upset. I was crying. I mean, I was very frustrated. She told me she didn't believe me. She told me that I was mad at her because of some girl between my sister. I have no idea. I started talking to my Uncle Robert, his dad. My Uncle Robert told me the same thing. I said, I have the paperwork right here.
What do you think that your cousin was angry about? About some girl?
No, we, that night when I got off work and I came home, she was upset. She was sitting on the couch talking about something about me and my cousin was at this other girl's house and waiting on my other cousin to come in. She said she called, she talked to my cousin, he told her I was asleep on the couch. She said not even 5 minutes later after that, her sister called, Wanika called, and said the girl was just talking crazy to her and she was wondering why I didn't stick up for her, why I didn't defend her. I said, well, I was asleep on the couch, so I didn't know anything about that.
You mean okay. Let me see if I can translate this.
It doesn't even make sense.
Your cousin was angry because she had heard that someone was saying bad things about her and you didn't defend her?
To her sister.
Whatever. Yeah. She was saying somebody was saying bad things and you weren't defending her. And your excuse for not defending her, despite the fact that she had been so good to you, was that you were sleeping on the couch.
Correct.
Now you got it? All right. Now, what happened when she came in with regard to your clothes? She came in, she spoke to her Nana, she spoke to your father.
I wasn't there.
Who was there?
My grandmother was there.
You want to talk to me?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your last name?
Ruth Williams.
All right, Miss Williams.
Ruth Williams Caraway.
Do you remember when this happened?
Not exactly the date, but it started in September.
Now, I want to know when she came to the house.
Let me see, I got that wrote on it. It's been on it. Anyway, it was the 10th and the 4th, I think. She had first called and asked me where was Sir. I told her he wasn't there. She said, because I'm going to kill him. I said, no. I said, you're not going to kill him. Yes, I am going to kill him because he left and owed me some money. I said, no, Tony, don't do this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. And then she left. And then I talked to her other sister, and she was raving. She said, I love my sister. He do just what she get him. So I said, well, he's not here. And when she come over to the house, she just rushed in the house, fussing and going on, and went on into his room. Her mother was standing on one side of the door, I was standing on the other. And she went in and he always put Clorox in his room because I'm allergic to it. And she taken a whole gallon of Purex and put all over both the bunk beds, threw the fan on the floor. We got pictures of those.
I'd like to see it, please.
And spread them all over his clothes. And I told him, I says, I wouldn't do that. I says, I'm going to call the police. And she said, oh, hell no, you're not going to call the police. And she shoved me up against the wall. She shoved her mama, too, but her mama said she didn't do it. Her mama was on one side, I was on the other. And she shoved me up against the wall and went and didn't hang up. Of course, I told her mama to hang up the phone so I could call the police. So she didn't let her hang up the phone, so I didn't get to call the police. So they went out in the yard. I called and told my brother-in-law to tell Sir, don't come home. I said, because Tony is over here saying she gonna kill it, and I don't want that in my house. They stayed at my yard about 3.5 hours, raving and cussing and dragging a whole box of these clothes out there and filled them full of water. And that's where they left her, and she went and got a baseball bat. She come back to the house. That's when I said that she needed help. She come back to the house and was gonna run in. Her mama said, shut the door, don't let her in. So I had to screen those clothes, and she just snatched the screens door, which I got a picture of that too, and pulled it loose and asked me if I wanted some of it.
Oh, Nana, please stop it.
I told her no, that she wasn't gonna get in, to leave my house and don't ever come back anymore, because I've never had a granddaughter to disrespect me as much. She said, well, I'm gonna get him when he come home. So her mother, her sister, and I guess that was her other lady friend. Anyway, it was a friend of hers said they stayed in my house about 3.5 hours, sitting out on the porch with a baseball bat, waiting for him to come home. So when he come, I just showed him the room. She showed I have a bruise on this hip, and my shoulder I can still feel.
Nana, please stop.
I told her, my daughter, I thought it was all over till he got a summary that saying he was going to court. I don't know why I had the pictures taken, but I had them taken because I felt that I needed proof to show that something had happened.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tony Williams says her cousin, Sir Williams, owes for 3 months' worth of rent and bills.
If you're 20 years old and you're working and you have a job and you have a cousin who before all this happened was very good to you, right?
Correct.
According to you, if I'm to believe you, she was really very good to you for a long time because you lived with her more than 3 months, right?
And I never paid rent. I'm
not talking about paying rent. That doesn't make you a star, the fact that you lived with her for more than 3 months and didn't pay rent. That makes you a bottom sucker.
No.
Now, listen to me carefully, my dear. She says that you lived with her before.
I never paid rent. I never was supposed to.
I understand you didn't pay rent. She said you lived with her before, which means she was good to you.
Correct. So why is she suing me then?
After I'm finished with him, have a big boy discussion with him. Maybe he'll get it from you. Maybe he'll get it from you. You have to explain to me, sir, why someone who has had a history of being nothing but nice to you, let you live with her, supported you, got you a job, all of a sudden would turn on you like that. You have to explain that to me. It doesn't make sense.
There's no explanation for that. I don't know why she did that.
Are you still in the military?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
You didn't have a psychiatric discharge, did you?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Not crazy.
She bleached my clothes.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Busted
Just a
into
second.
the house.
Miss Williams. Miss Williams, listen, look at me.
Yes, ma'am.
Angry. You were, I believe, your grandmother. You went to the house, you and a friend, and you were absolutely beside yourself for whatever reason. So I believed you bleached his clothes.
I did not, madam.
Showed them pictures.
Yeah, you probably did.
I'm sorry.
Probably did.
I did not.
Probably did.
I have a witness here can attest to this fact. Not only was it us, it was not another woman with me. It was myself, my sister, who drove me over there because I was upset. She didn't want me driving. There was a guest, a neighbor, actually, who came over to us, and we were not in the yard 3.5 hours. I was in there maybe 45 minutes. I don't know. I was upset.
Long time.
My mom was calming me down. I did not have a bat. Anyway, this neighbor came over to us.
I even had a friend that came in.
Sir owed him money. I'm guessing. That's what he told us. My sister can attest to this. I did not bleach his clothes. I didn't even steal my radio that he stole from me, that my mother gave me on my 30th birthday. And as far as those pictures, to be honest with you, I think maybe they staged that. I love my grandmother to death. Now, you have no clue as to how much you've hurt me today. You have no idea. And to say that I hit you, I would never invent to yell and scream at my mother, too. I wasn't even raised that way.
Just a second. So you're not saying that she hit you?
She shoved me.
Shoved you?
Yeah, up against the wall like that.
Miss Williams, I believe that you are owed a certain amount of money. I believe that your cousin agreed to pay for the utilities.
No, I did not.
Don't interrupt me! Listen to me. I may be wrong. This may be one of the few times since 1947 that I have been wrong.
It's not.
I'm willing to live with it, because if you did not agree to pay some share of the living expenses, I'm prepared to be comfortable in the fact that you should have. So I find that there was an agreement, and if I'm wrong, I'm prepared to live with it. Do you understand, sir? Sir? Do you understand that, sir?
I don't think I should have paid anything.
You wouldn't.
Listen to me. Don't speak to him. Don't speak to him.
Because if that was the case, why would all the other times when I stayed where I wasn't obligated to pay any rent, why all of a sudden now when her bills get outrageous, now she wants
Because
me to
now,
pay?
sir, you are a big boy. And you signed the lease. And you owe her $1,070.
Also, the lease says that I was an occupant. She was the leaseholder.
And you've got a big fresh mouth, so I'm dismissing your counterclaim. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Versus Lawson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Wages, it is your claim that Mr. Lawson, who used to be a friend of yours, assaulted you when you were out camping with him and with some of his friends. Mr. Lawson says that you absolutely were not assaulted. What happened is you got into sort of a scuffle and you fell and had a seizure. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
How do you know him?
I met him through a friend of my cousin's.
Were you dating him?
No.
But you decided to go camping with a group.
Right.
And where were you going camping?
Carlsbad State Beach.
You have to keep your voice up. I'm old.
I'm sorry, it's the Carlsbad State Beach.
How many people were going?
Well, Justin and I, we went together.
This is Justin?
That's correct.
Okay.
It was approximately 2 families, maybe 5 people each family, maybe like 12, 13 people.
Okay, now tell me about this episode that you had.
We had a great day. We hung out at the beach with his friend Kenny and their family and his younger brother. He had started drinking over the day, which I didn't really see as a problem.
You mean Justin?
Correct. We eventually decided that the sleeping arrangements would be we would sleep in the bed of his truck with an air mattress because everything else was taken. The tents were taken, the RV was taken.
So who was going to sleep in the truck on an air mattress?
Justin and I.
Okay.
What happened was he started to get like fresh on me and trying to hook up.
At the truck?
Yeah, when we were in bed after everybody else had gone to bed too. I told him I don't want to hook up with you. I expressed so I, wasn't initiating the same type of relations back. And it was an uncomfortable situation. I wasn't interested in doing it. It was cold. The air mist from the ocean was getting us wet. The air mattress was going flat. I mean, it was just a bunch of things. I wasn't interested. And
not romantic.
Yeah, it wasn't romantic. And there were a bunch of people in tents around next to the truck. So it wasn't.
So even if you had been so inspired, it wasn't an ideal situation.
Right.
Well, men don't get that.
Sometimes.
They could have mist on their face, they could have soot on their face, it could be raining rodents. It doesn't make any difference. Very often they don't need that kind of inspiration. So what happened next, Miss Wages?
Well, after telling him no, he just became really annoyed with me, and he was calling me baby, he was calling me the B word, and all these other things. So I told him, I'm going to leave if this is how you're going to treat me. So I got out of the truck and went to the exit of the campsite of our lot and then went to the right. Unfortunately, that's a dead end. It's not an exit to leave the park.
What time is this?
Maybe 9:45, 9:30.
How did you plan on getting home?
My mom lives less than a mile away on Coast
great.
Highway, so I was going to walk
So you're going to walk home.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
So I started to walk down there, and he followed me down. He started in on me, started talking to me. You can't leave. You can't do this. So he started grabbing my arms, and he was really adamant about making his point to me. And he grabbed my biceps right here and then was shaking me, and he was screaming at me, literally screaming in my face. We heard a noise from about 200 feet off, like adjacent behind us. And we looked over, and I saw his friend Kenny and then Kenny's cousin. And I mean, it's unmistakable because Kenny's 6'7". So I mean, there are not too many people that are tall. So I was like, you know, that's Kenny. He can see you. You better stop. He's watching you. So he stops. He starts to calm down, and he's telling me, please don't be mad at me. Just please. He was like begging me, literally like crying, doing these motions. And so I was, okay, well, if you can settle down, then I'll go back there. So I go back, and he had even tried to hold my hand on the walk back, but I was just like, you know, no, I'm not gonna hold your hand after you've just been doing that and shaking me and stuff. And he got mad about it and stayed behind. And so I went back to the campsite by myself. When I arrived there, I saw Kenny and his cousin sitting there, and he looked really somber, and he's sitting there and he's asking me, are you okay?
Is this Kenny?
That's Kenny, yes.
You remember that happening?
I don't remember me saying if she was okay or anything. I just remember the incident.
Good. All right, let's get to it. So you're back at the campsite now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there with Kenny. He's asking me if I'm okay and whatnot. Justin comes up and he says, get over here. And I turned to him and I said, listen, I've already explained to you, if you're going to talk to me that way, I'm not going to talk to you. So he comes, asks nicely, please, I just want to talk to you. Starts bothering me with that begging again. So I go talk to him again. And I decide, okay, we can go to sleep now. This is enough of this. Let's just let it go. So we go into the bed, and he starts to do it again. He was like, you know, getting close to me and trying to kiss me and stuff. And I was like, you know what, finally, I'm going to leave. I listed off the reasons why.
Okay, you should have done that the first time. So you got out of the truck. What happened when you got out of the truck?
This time I went the right way down to the exit, and he comes running up behind me, telling me, don't leave, don't leave. And he grabs my arms again. So that time, I was really fed up with the situation. My hands were like this, and I pushed him like forward. I was like, get off of me. And I started walking away, and he really couldn't handle the fact that I was walking away.
Well, you called him a name also.
Well, I called him a moron in the end.
Okay, so you called him a moron. And after you called him a moron, what happened?
Well, what happened is he called me a firsthand, and then I said, I can't be I'm not sleeping with you, you're a moron.
Okay.
And then so he got mad at me calling him a moron, and he said, oh, I'll show you what a moron is. And he drew back, and then he socked me in the face, and after that, I don't remember anything on that point until I was in the ambulance.
You have medical report?
Certainly.
Can I see them, please?
Sure.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You could fall over here, you could fall over here, fall on the front of your face, but to fall and get this part of your face, that's quite a trick. You ought to be in Cirque du Soleil.
And later today...
Who is this, by the way?
This is my girlfriend, Your Honor.
Does she have anything to contribute to this case other than, you know, looking nice?
No, just
she decided to come with you, to irritate her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Annette Wager says former friend Justin Lawson punched her in the head after she rebuffed his sexual advances.
Okay. Were you smoking marijuana that night?
No, but I have done it in the past.
What about him?
Yes.
Didn't have just a little?
I wasn't with him while he was doing it.
we smoked on the way up there. Smoked a doobie, a joint.
And after that, sir, did you smoke any more?
No.
Okay, Justin.
Well, at the time she was staying with me for a couple weeks, and we got invited to go up to Carlsbad State Beach with his family. I decided to ask her if she wanted to go along. She said yes, that'd be cool. On the way up there, everything was fine. We got up there and stopped at the campsite, had some dinner, and everything was going okay. Yes, I was cuddly with her. At the time, we were intimate. And
you were intimate?
Yes, at the time before.
Just a second. For the first time?
No. No, this is for 2 weeks prior that we hooked up, and that's when she was living with me. We went to the bar that night.
Is that right?
I had known him for a week, and I wasn't living with him. I was staying with my girlfriend who he knew.
The question is, had you been intimate with him before the night of the 15th of July?
A week prior, yes.
You had been?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you got into the bed of the truck, you were anticipated that this was going to be a recurring theme.
Not necessarily. Yes, I can say I have been drinking that night. I got in and just pretty much put my arm around her and cuddled like I would do any other time. Yeah, I might have touched her stomach or rubbed her leg and gave her the wrong impression. Yes, she got out of the car and she walked away. I chased her down because at the time I had feelings for her. I liked her. So I followed her, asked her what was going on, and she said she wasn't happy and that she wanted to leave. We went for the walk, talked about it and everything was fine. All the way back, she was being kind of loud and she wanted to go into the campsite and get one of her bags or something. I told her that we couldn't go in the campsite until she got a little bit quiet because his parents were sleeping at the time. And she didn't like that fact at all. You know, she wanted her bag out of my truck right then and there. She wasn't going to stay with me that night. She wanted to go home.
So she wanted to go back to the campsite to get her bag to leave.
Yes, out of my truck at the time. And okay. At the time, I couldn't let her in just because of my parents were sleeping and she was being loud. She was being belligerent. At the time of that, Kenny walked up with his cousin, asked us what was going on. She said nothing was going on and went in and got her bag or whatever. Well, she started walking off, and I called her name for walking off.
Called her a name?
Yes, I called her abhi for walking off, you know.
You mean for leaving?
For leaving, yes. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what was happening. All night long, everything was great. Through dinner, everything was great. And then...
Well, this was the second time, Justin, that she was trying to leave.
Yes, she tried to walk away, and I stopped her before, yes.
So why didn't you just let her leave?
Well, the second time when she turned around, you know, I said, you know, I don't know why you're being a bee. You know, I don't see why we can't just talk and see what's going on. Because I didn't know what was going on. All of a sudden, she just turned on me. I mean, it was all night long, she was cool, and then all of a sudden, she turned on me, and it was total different face. So finally, I told her, I said, well, yeah, why don't you go home? And so she started walking or whatever. Well, I said something underneath my breath, and she heard me, and she didn't like what I said. To this day, I cannot remember exactly what I said. I might have called her an H or something, but I don't know for sure. She turned around, came over, and started pushing on me. She lunged the last time. I stepped out of the way. She fell down. She was laying on her face. I waited for her to get up or whatever, and she didn't move at all, so I rolled her over, and she was having a seizure. At the time, he ran in and got his dad. His dad's a diabetic, has seizures and stuff. So he's like, she's having a seizure right now. Don't touch her.
Who said that?
His father.
I don't care what you say his father said. That's hearsay. If his father wanted to support your position, he could have been here.
He's at work, so...
That's your story. Your story is she fell over and she was having a seizure.
Yes.
She never had a seizure before in her life.
Well, the paramedics, when they came to pick her up, she got up and walked to the ambulance herself. You know, she was...
Did you tell the paramedics she had a seizure?
No,
Are you the friend that told the paramedics that she had a seizure, Justin?
I told the ranger that I thought she was having a seizure.
You told the ranger that you thought she was having a seizure?
Yeah.
How from a seizure did she have a swollen problem with her temporomandibular joint?
Because she fell face first on the ground.
You fall face first, you fall over here. You don't fall on your side.
Well, when I rolled her over, she was laying with her face like this, like with her arms out.
Justin, I don't buy that, honey.
Well, I'm sorry.
Justin, I don't buy that, my dear. If you know why? Because it doesn't make sense. Because if you're having a seizure and you fall, and even if you fall on your side, you fall on this side of your head, you don't. It's very hard to fall on this indentation unless you happen to be unlucky enough to fall on a rock that's sticking out on this part of your face. So you could fall over here, you could fall over here, fall on the front of your face, but to fall and get this part of your face, that's quite a trick. You ought to be in Cirque du Soleil. That's why I don't buy what you're saying to me, Justin.
Okay.
Don't buy it, my dear. And the fact that you went to the hospital afterwards with her and waited for her to wake up and told the doctor before she woke up that she had had a seizure. That's what, you're the friend. You did go to the hospital with her, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Were you nervous?
At the hospital?
Yeah.
I was crying the whole time. I didn't know what happened.
I don't blame you for crying. I don't think that you meant anything to happen bad to her that night. I think you had a little too much to drink and a little too much to smoke. And she wanted to leave and she wanted to go home and you didn't want her to go home and you left out the fact that, according to your answer, you said, I grabbed her bag to throw it back in my truck, but she kept pushing me, trying to get her bag back. How come you forgot that? How come you forgot to tell me that you weren't letting her leave, that you took her bag and you were throwing it in your truck because you were trying to prevent her from leaving?
Well, I just told her that I was going to grab her bag, and I grabbed it as I was saying, I'll take you home in the morning. And at that time, it was no problem until...
Well, how come you didn't tell me that, Justin?
I don't know, I'm sorry I left it out.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Annette Wager says former friend Justin Lawson punched her in the head after she rebuffed his sexual advances.
It's a good story, Justin. It doesn't wash with me. I think you got angry with her. I think when she called you a moron, you hauled off and socked her, and I think she fell down, and she hit her head, and you got a little bit nervous.
Well, I didn't sock her.
Well, that's what I think you did. And since my judgment is the only one that counts, and since her story is supported by what I'm reading in the medical reports, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,900. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you. We've known each other for a week, so it wasn't a long-term relationship or anything to get really serious about.
You can't say boyfriend and girl if I can say sexual partners.
Well, if she tried to leave a situation, she should have the right to leave the situation.
Any guy that cares about a girl is not going to let him leave.
No means no.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lombardo versus Rao. Step forward, please.
21-year-old waitress Elizabeth Lombardo is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old construction worker Bo Rao, for several loans she made throughout their relationship. Bo says Elizabeth is holding his belongings hostage.
Miss Lombardo, this gentleman used to be your boyfriend, and you lived together for a period of time. According to you, when you separated, he owed you some money.
Yes.
Mr. Rao says he doesn't owe you any money. Relationships are a give-and-take thing. So get over it and move on with it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you live together, Miss Lombardo?
We lived together from May probably to August of 2004. We started in May 2003.
Is that about right?
That's about right.
And did you move into an apartment together, or did you...
No, we moved in with my family.
That's wrong, Your Honor. Prior to that, we were living at my apartment with my brother, and she was staying over there. Then we moved.
When was that, sir?
That was April and May. We stayed in the apartment, then moved there.
I still had a room in my house. It wasn't.
I don't care whether you still had a room in your house. Were you living with Mr. Rao and his brother for April and May?
Yes.
And then the two of you moved into her family's house?
Yes, ma'am.
Where you had a room?
Yes.
Fine. So what does he owe you money for?
Throughout the course of our relationship, the defendant didn't have a job, so I helped support him.
Okay.
From a dental bill, his car windshield was smashed, dentist, car payments, municipal court payments.
Your Honor, I had a job.
So you gave him money?
Yes.
And?
We had a verbal agreement when we were going out that he would pay it back.
Well, tell me about the verbal agreement that he would pay it back.
Just throughout the court, like he would pay me money when he had money, and like when he didn't have a job, I was always forking out money for him.
How often? 5 times, 10 times, 20 times?
There was always, it was constant.
And he always said to you, you know, you have 20 bucks, I'll pay you back. You have 50 bucks, I'll pay you back.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead.
Then when we separated, we decided he was going to make payments of $40 a week, in which he never continued to do. I received one payment of $50.
Well, how did you come up with the amount that he owed you?
We kept it in mind at all times. It was
Did you?
No, Your Honor, when we were going out, we weren't keeping...
When you moved out, did you agree to pay her a sum of money?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
You did not?
No, Your Honor.
When you separated, did you sit down and write up something?
Yes.
Let me see it. Did you sign this IOU?
No, Your Honor. And for us to sign each other's name on something was pretty common. I could show you receipts with my signing for her debit card, or her signing for my debit card. It was nothing.
You didn't sign this?
No, Your Honor.
Fine. Tell me the circumstances surrounding your separation, Mr. Rao.
The relationship just got ridiculous. She was constantly lying. Everything that would come up would be a lie about something. I couldn't live at her house anymore. And I actually left for the weekend after a fight, and when I came back, all my stuff was at my parents' house, and she said that I had to be out.
So she moved your stuff out?
She moved it with no notice of anything, so
Okay.
that she wanted me out.
I'm ready to hear the rest. 30 seconds or less, Ms. Lombardo.
When he moved out, when he wanted his bed, his stuff was there, that's when well, you don't believe that he signed the paper.
Well, just a minute. So if what you're telling me, you told me he couldn't take his things unless he signed the paper?
Mm-hmm.
Then even if he signed it, it's worthless.
He had this agreement with me.
Let me explain something to you. He didn't. What you're saying is that during the course of your year and some months relationship, if you gave him 20 bucks, if you gave him $50, whatever it was, he said to you, when I get it, I'll pay you back. And that's what people do when they live together and they're not married. Don't worry, honey, I'll pay you back. That's not a loan. When two people play house and not commit to a relationship as we know it and get married, courts aren't interested in going over $20 here, $5 here, $15 there, $100 for the dentist, $12 for this. Courts aren't interested in doing that. We got other things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been my suggestion, if you watch carefully, if I've always said, keep your finances separate.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you have to put a real period and say, it's over.
I'm fine
How
with
old
that.
are you?
21.
21? Perfect. You didn't waste a lot of your time. You didn't waste the best years. You didn't waste the flowing years. Who is this, by the way?
This is my girlfriend, Your Honor.
She have anything to contribute to this case other than, you know, looking nice?
No, just
she decided to come with you
she's
to
seen,
irritate her.
she's seen the craziness.
To irritate her.
Yeah.
Well, probably not the best idea to bring her. Who is this?
This is my friend.
So he brought a girlfriend, you brought a friend. Move on. He did. You should. Have a happy life. Case dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. They step out. In the matter of Bishop versus Schultz, parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Ms. Bishop, you and your family were renters in a 4-unit complex, according to what I read in your complaint. The other 3 apartments or condos were occupied by owners.
Right.
And it is your claim that the defendants did several things. First, they told untruths to the cooperative association and therefore your landlord.
Yes.
Causing you to be evicted.
Yes.
And next, you allege that the defendants, one or both of them, put needles in your laundry which got into your baby's pajamas, which caused injury to the baby.
But
shh, shh. And you want to be compensated.
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that they did not put any needles in your laundry on purpose. If needles got into the laundry because Mrs. Schultz is a diabetic,
yes,
does use needles.
No.
Doesn't use needles.
No.
Okay. Interesting. And in addition, that whatever statements they made to the landlord, your landlord, were true, and if you were evicted, it was because of your own conduct. That's their defense. I just want to check something. Well, I'm reading your answer, Mr. Schultz, and your answer says, my wife is diabetic, and when the plaintiff's husband brought the lancets to me...
There's a difference between lancets and needles.
Oh, okay, lancets.
Okay, yes.
So I used the wrong word.
Used
lancets.
Lancets.
When plaintiff's husband brought lancets to me, he said he found them in the washer. My wife is diabetic, but they did not look like the lancets my wife used. So we're using a different term.
Right,
Needles,
right. Well, there is
lancets.
a difference between lancets and needles.
Okay. When did you move in, Mrs. Bishop, with your family?
August of '03.
And how many members were there in your family?
3, myself, my husband, and my baby.
How old is your baby?
1 year and 4 months.
Did you have trouble with Mr. and Mrs. Schultz or any of the other neighbors when you moved in?
Just the Schultz. No, the other neighbors were very kind and friendly, normal neighbors.
What happened with Mr. and Mrs. Schultz?
I think the first month or 2 was fine. We were friends.
Well, actually, it was...
I didn't ask you anything yet.
Mr. Schultz was very kind and helpful, showing us where the things were, telling us how things ran around there, like he was the
landlord. That was the first month or 2?
First month or 2. I understood from the neighbor in number 2, Tammy.
Don't tell me anything that a neighbor told you.
I understood she needed a kidney. So I went up and offered her a kidney and asked her what blood type she was. She said she was blood type AB. And we talked about it.
So, it's good.
To my best recollection. Anyway.
Go ahead.
So, just things started happening where the laundry park problems. They parked in a, his truck is very big, it's a Bronco, and it's blocked our space. When we moved in, we asked him several times to please move it. We can't get our car in the garage. Here's a violation of that was written on my car because his car was parked in my space, so I had to scoot my car over the line. So I was ticketed because they called on me after we asked them to move the car and complained to the landlord.
Mr. Schultz, did you and the plaintiff and or her husband ever have a conversation with, could you stand up and take your hand off your hip?
I'm sorry.
Did you and the plaintiff or her husband ever have a conversation with regard to your truck encroaching on their parking space?
No, not.
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Your Honor.
No.
And actually,
however, excuse me, Your Honor. However, though, I did quite a few times ask them if they could move their car over because I couldn't get into my car, and she is.
Now, just 1 second.
Okay.
So there was a problem.
There was a problem.
Now, when there was a problem, it was because their car was parked too close to the line, yet their car was parked within their lines. But you have a very large car, and in order for you to get in and out of your spot, you wanted them to move their car further over.
To the other line.
I understand. Your wife is answering the question, sir. I mean, you know, I understand. She understands what I'm saying. You may want to give me a lot of baloney, but I'm not going to tolerate it. You asked them to move their car to the other side because you have a very large car and it was difficult for you to get in and out of your car. Is that a fair statement?
That would be a fair statement.
That's a fair statement. Okay. And what I assume happened is you parked it as close to the line as you possibly could. Is that what you're telling me?
Not necessarily, but
Not necessarily. Let me see the pictures. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir.
There's a picture
I'm
of his
10 steps
Bronco,
ahead of you.
And here's the rules and regulations.
You know, fortunately, we all come to our jobs, Mr. Schultz, with a life's experience.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, well, in this case, you may not be. Let's get to the rest of the complaints that were made, because that's what you're alleging. Let's get there, and let's get there fast.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the Lancets.
Okay.
Your Honor?
What?
May I ask my witness to come up and explain?
Absolutely. Who are you?
I'm her husband, Brett Bishop.
Okay. Do you have the complaints?
No, we do not have the complaints.
Well, then how am I supposed to adjudicate that part of your claim?
We were not able to get them from our landlord in time.
Well, then, yeah, I have to strike that part of your claim.
Okay, then I have nothing in that regard.
Good. Fine. And let's get to the needles incident.
I went out to get the baby's laundry out of the dryer. And
When was this?
January 29th. And found needles in the dryer, and I came back in the house and called my husband, and he told me that they might be hers because she's diabetic.
Okay. Do you have any of them with you?
Yes.
And this was before you put any clothes on the baby?
No.
What do you mean no?
Is it similar of what the needles look like?
You see, what you state in your complaint is that your baby was uncomfortable, and the next morning you found needles in her pajamas. Then you went down to the laundry and you found needles. Now you tell me that on the 29th of January, you went down to the dryer and found needles in the dryer.
I got the needles out of the dryer, and I came back into the house and called the police.
Yes.
My husband came home at the same time.
Yes.
And he can pick it up from there.
The police officer went and spoke with Mrs. Schultz.
Listen to me. Were you there when the police officer spoke to Mrs. Schultz?
I was not in his presence. He spoke to her on her balcony. We waited in the house. He came down and told us what she said.
That's hearsay. I'll look at a police report if you have it.
Yeah, we have a police report. In that police report, she admits that the needles were hers.
Shh.
Sorry.
Now, according to the police report, I'm just telling you what the police report says.
Okay.
It says that you advised the police that the needles were left in your clothing by accident. I got it. What's next?
We have photographs of the needle, and we did not know that where the needle came from, where the scratches came from originally.
I don't know what scratches you're talking about, Matt. I have no clue as to what scratches you're talking about.
We found a needle later in my baby's diaper. After we phoned the police, we discovered that the scratches that were on her that were not on their wound.
I have no idea what you're talking about, madam. I asked you, tell me about the incident involving the needles.
Okay.
And you told me on the 29th of January you found needles in the laundry. And now you're talking to me about scratches, and I have no clue as to what you're talking about.
On the 28th night, I put my baby to bed. In the morning when she woke up, my husband...
It was on the 9th.
What are you telling?
On the 9th, we put our baby to bed. I usually put the baby to bed, and she had no scratches to her labia area. She was very fussy that night. We thought she was teething. The next morning when I got up to take her to the nanny, I noticed when I was changing her, she had a dirty diaper, so I wiped her up, and I noticed that there were scratches to her vagina area. We have pictures.
What kind of diapers do you use?
Pampers.
Well, how could she have scratches to her vaginal area?
That's where we're getting at, is the whole reason why we're here is the needles that this lady put in our laundry somehow got into our baby's diaper, scratched up her labia. We have pictures to document that. We have pictures of the needles and the emergency room doctor.
We dug through the diaper pail.
Saw those.
We have a diaper pail we keep the diapers in, and after discussing with the officer and finding out the needles 2 weeks later that she had got scratched from, we assumed we better look through the old diapers that we keep in the pail, which we have pictures of the diaper pail and the needle in the dirty diaper. So that's how we didn't know where the scratches came from.
But you don't put diapers in the wash.
Push it.
So we put 2 and 2 together and took her to the emergency room, and they wrote the report that needles stick to the labia. And they did the HIV test on her, hepatitis testing. And
so what you're telling me is, I mean, I don't know what these pictures show, madam. You're showing me a picture of a dirty diaper with a blue needle in it. Is that what you're showing me you found?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that 2 weeks later you kept dirty diapers in a pail.
The baby goes to the nanny Monday through Friday.
Let me explain something to you, madam. I do not believe that you kept dirty diapers in a pail from January 9th to January 30th. I don't believe it. It doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it ain't true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
I assume that you have a busy life. I want to know why you're suing him over swimsuit and shoes. I'm just curious. Yet you took time out to file a lawsuit about your swimsuit and shoes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Bishop says her former condo neighbors, Michelle and Perry Schultz, put needles into a laundry dryer, causing injury to her baby. Renee also claims the Schultzes lied to the landlord and got her evicted.
I believe that you probably found a couple of her needles in the dryer. That's a possibility. And maybe you figured you could parlay that into something else, but I do not believe, and I'm not crazy about their attitude, especially his. I'm not sure about hers yet, but especially his. But if you think you're going to parlay that into a monetary award, you are wrong, because I do not believe this evidence, which is a 2-week-old diaper that you kept in a pail in her room and happened to open it up and found within the diaper that your husband said he changed on the 9th of January, a blue needle that he overlooked. I don't buy it.
It was
My problem is that 3 weeks later, or 2.5 weeks later, when you found this, you took your child to the emergency room?
Mm-hmm.
What date did you take the child to the emergency room?
The 29th.
29th. So what you're telling me is you didn't see the problem on the 9th.
Yes, we did.
Well, show me what you did.
I took her to my doctor for shots. 2 days later, she had a date for shots.
Should.
Red
Good.
marks on the
Let
buttocks.
me see. Let me see. 2 days later, let me see what the report says. Well infant.
Red marks on
Red
buttock.
mark on buttock. That's not what your husband just told me. Your husband told me that she had needle punctures on her labia. Listen, what do you think? I was born yesterday. Your case is dismissed. They may have not been good neighbors, and they may have done a lot of things that were nasty to you, but you're not going to parlay that. My only problem is you did take the child 2.5 weeks later to an emergency room where somebody found a needle prick on the child. My question is, how did it get there 2.5 weeks later when it wasn't on the doctor's report 2 days after what you allege is the incident?
Because
that causes me a great deal of concern. Not from them, but from you. Your case is dismissed.
Your Honor,
Step out.
thank you, Your Honor.
Out.
Thank you. I didn't put the lancets in the washer or the dryer.
They just started turning psycho and messing with our cars, cutting our vehicles up, all kinds of stuff.
We've lived there 8 years, never had a problem with anybody until they moved in.
I think because they're just really jealous. Their kid's autistic, unfortunately.
So does that mean I'm jealous of every normal child in this world? I don't think so.
He used to tell us all the time, oh, you're so lucky to have a healthy baby. She's so beautiful. She's so this, she's so that. And I think there was a fine line between jealousy and hatred.
That's just a farce. I mean, they're just reaching, you know. Desperate people will do desperate things, you know, and they're desperate.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCullough versus Nelson's Nautilus. Step forward, please.
Student Renee McCullough is suing the owners of her gym, Preston Nelson and John Ashey, for breaking into her locker and selling her belongings. The men say Renee's locker dues were 6 months delinquent.
Ms. McCullough, you belonged to the defendant's gym, according to your complaint, for about 9 years.
That's correct.
And then there came a time recently that you stopped going, about a year ago. And it is your claim that they clipped the lock off your locker after several months and got rid of your stuff. You want them to pay you $600 for what you claim was in the locker. When did you first rent your locker?
The first time I rented it was for a year. It was in November of 2001.
And how much was the rental on the locker for that year?
I paid $100. He gave me a break. I paid a year in advance.
Is that right?
That sounds correct.
Okay, $100 for the year. That was in 2001.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay in 2002? Is not an answer.
No.
Why not?
Because it was my understanding when I paid for my year in advance that it would be included in my automatic payment out of my bank, and in the event that it wasn't, that Preston would let me know.
Did you have that conversation with her?
I couldn't. I would say yes, I did. We could not find any paperwork to show that, and so I don't know where it all fell short, but I have no paperwork that would show that. Typically, it was a prepaid year only.
Okay. When did you stop going to the gym at all?
At approximately middle of 2002.
And when did you go back?
The end of July of 2003.
And when you went back in July of 2003, you found your locker opened?
Exactly.
Okay, well, you know, that's well over a year ago. What have you done the last year?
After I found out my lock had been cut off, I spoke to Mr. Ashby, and he said he had to speak to his wife to find out where my belongings were. He thought that they still had them on the premises. At that time, I found out that no, they were no longer there. I left a note with Mr. Ashby concerning, you know, I had quite a bit of belongings in that locker, and that if they would pay me for my swimsuit and my shoes, I would go away.
Do you work? I assume you do.
I did previous to this, yes.
What are you doing now?
I'm going back to school.
How do you support yourself?
Through my husband.
Oh, okay. So your family supports itself?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going back to school. What I want to know is, I assume that you have a busy life. I want to know why you're suing him over swimsuit and shoes. I'm just curious. Yet you took time out to file a lawsuit about your swimsuit and shoes.
It's the principle of the thing. I expect that if they run a business, that they need to comply with the laws that regulate the renting of areas.
Well, but the truth of the matter is, Ms. McCullough, from what you tell me, you didn't go back to the gym for almost a year. And during that period of time, the locker was really not paid for. You assumed that it was going to be paid for. You assumed that they would notify you in the event that it wasn't paid for. Have you lived in the same place all the time? Well, what I don't understand, Mr. Nelson, quite frankly, is why couldn't you just send her a note? Drop her a note and say, listen, we're going to empty out your locker because it hasn't been paid for, and it has to be paid for. You know, you better come and get it within the next 2 weeks.
Right. That really, a lot of the specifics, when Johnny came on board, the records were not well kept. We didn't have an automatic payment system in place for lockers. That was something that was discussed, but primarily it's a membership tanning health club.
Okay. So what Miss McCullough was asking for initially was $160. Is that right?
That's what I have, yes.
Right. That's what she said here. Originally, I told him, you've just paid me $160 for my swimsuit and sneakers. That would be fine. And she's here just for the principle of it, right?
Correct.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $160. That's all. Thank you.
76 on the calendar in the matter of Lewis versus Christensen. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Lewis, who is this young lady?
This is my fiance.
And Miss Christensen, who is this gentleman?
This is my husband, Jamie.
Are these people here for moral support? Is that what this is all about?
Character.
Character. I acknowledge the fact that the two of you have a character. You also have a child together.
Yes.
You have any other children?
No, I don't.
You have any other children?
I have 2 other children.
How old are they?
A 4-year-old and a 16-month-old.
And how old is the child that you share?
She's 7.
Did you live together before she was born?
Yes.
For how long?
Before she's born, year and a half.
Did you live together after she was born?
Yes.
For how long?
Almost 2 years.
Any reason why you never married?
Just didn't work out.
Different goals in life.
Different goals. But the one goal that you had in common was having a child together. Perfect. This is what the case is about. After you separated, ultimately, the courts got involved and set up a child support order as well as an order that directed that each of you would change claiming the child as a deduction on your income tax returns. This past year was your year, Mr. Lewis, to claim the child as a deduction. The caveat was that you had to be current with your child support. When you went to claim the child on your tax returns, you were advised by, I assume, your tax preparer that Mrs. Christensen had already claimed her as a deduction, despite the fact that the court order allowed you to do it. So you want what would have been your refund for the child.
That's right.
Ms. Christensen says that you were not current in your child support payments, and therefore it didn't trigger your claiming the child as a deduction. She is counterclaiming for some nonsense, which says that because your check is garnished for your child support, a certain amount is deducted for administrative costs for the deduction of your child support, and she thinks that you should pay her that amount. That's what your counterclaim is. It's really nonsense. That's something that the state imposes, not the plaintiff. Okay? Let me see the last order of support and the first order of support.
That's the only order that was made.
Yeah.
One order.
One.
You petitioned the court, is that right, sir?
Yes, I did.
For an order of paternity, custody, and/or visitation. Was that because you were having problems with visitation?
Yeah, she told me I had no rights to my daughter. And
how long have you been married, Miss Christensen?
5 years.
How often were you seeing your daughter at the time that Miss Christensen got married?
Every other Sunday. Started out as a weekends and went to Sundays. Her and one of my ex-girlfriends had a fight.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Sure.
Mr. Lewis has been sporadic with his visitation with his daughter. It is true, me and one of his girlfriends who, at the time, we didn't get along, and we got in an assault fight kind of concept on one of his visitations. So at that time, I asked that he had his visitation with my daughter at his parents' house. And then that way there wouldn't be any problems with anybody's relationships. I didn't want to be in an argument and a fight every time we had to drop or pick up our daughter. I didn't want to go over to his house and be assaulted by his girlfriend.
Well, that's absolutely correct. You shouldn't be in contact with anybody, but that doesn't mean he has to have visitation with his child at his parents' house.
I understand that, Your Honor, but Mr. Lewis has been in and out of jail for drug charges. He's led a very colorful life, and I didn't feel that
Did you
my
know
daughter...
about that when you had a...
I did, and he was going to rehab.
I'm speaking. Did you know about that when you had a child with him?
Correct, and he was going to rehab.
Then you picked him.
Mm-hmm.
He's your child's father.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Can't come as a surprise to you. Okay. It's clear pursuant to this agreement, Ms. Christensen, that Mr. Lewis had the right to claim your daughter on his tax returns for this year. And you did. Why?
Your Honor, he was not current.
Show me.
Okay, I have a paper here from the state.
What is your child support obligation, sir?
$216 a month.
Okay.
He was not current on his child support or his medical obligations.
Just a second. Wait 1 second. I'm looking at January. I want to find January.
I have one starting from January.
Okay. How much is owed? Just take a look at it, and I want you to read out.
$46.14 was owed.
$46?
Correct. On just the child support.
Just a second. That's all I'm interested in. $46.
Correct, Your Honor.
So that's not a reason to claim the child on your tax returns as a dependent. I will tell you that right now. Shh. And aside from the fact that he says he paid it, that $46 from whatever amount that was, but at $216 a month for the past year of 40 years is $46 in arrears. I think it's overreaching, Mrs. Christensen, for you to claim that is the reason that you didn't follow the court order. You say it's more than that. So tell me what's more.
I gave him a list of the items that he owed.
I'd like to see it.
And
when did you give him the list?
He knew at the time when we
When did you give him the list?
I gave him the list in
February 10th.
January. And he
Just
also...
a second. Wait, whoa. Why did you wait until after the first of the year to give him a list that said that he owed Tanner Clinic $25 copay, Visual $45 copay, and health insurance for 2004, $350 yearly? Why?
Because Mr. Lewis never contacted me to ask me.
I want to tell you something. You're slick. You're slick, but nasty. You're a slick lady, but a nasty lady.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If you were being a reasonable person, you would have advised him of that on the 1st of December instead of sucker punching him and waiting until he could no longer comply with his obligation. Put your hand down. Does it sound like you're losing?
And later today,
He filed false charges saying that I was an unfit parent, I can't take care of my children. They came into my house, they found nothing at all to say that I was an unfit parent.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Eric Lewis says ex-girlfriend Nikki Christensen owes for declaring their daughter on her taxes. Nikki claims Eric is neglecting their child.
This was within your control. And if you said to me that in November I sent him a list and I said to him, this is what you owe to keep yourself current with regard to the court order, then I might have sympathy for you. It is disingenuous of you to send him this in January. You got it?
I understand.
Good. Now, how much of a benefit did you obtain by claiming the child this year on your tax returns?
I'm not even sure the full amount, Your Honor.
Do you know?
I know what I lost, not what she would have made.
Well, what did you lose?
$2,900.
Show me.
I have the copy when it was first done, and then when it was done a couple days later after they told me she'd already been claimed.
May I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I didn't feel it was my job to go out and babysit him and tell him, you need to be paying me this. That's why I originally went and got involved with the state, to garnish his wages.
Listen to me, madam. You didn't file the petition. He did. He asked the court to set a support order. He asked the court to set a visitation order. That's the caption of the petition. Put your hand down. It doesn't mean you have to babysit him. It just means that you have to be a reasonable person. And if you had obligations that you felt as if he should have paid in 2004 in order to let him claim the child as a deduction, if you were being a reasonable person, you would have advised him of that on the 1st of December instead of sucker punching him and waiting until January 10th when he could no longer comply with his obligation. Put your hand down. Does it sound like you're losing?
No, ma'am.
You chose him to father a child, and it would probably be a hell of a lot easier for you now that you're married and have 2 other children if he were no longer in your life, if he took a powder someplace and wasn't involved. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. You two are tied to each other. Get used to it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,900. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Mr. Lewis has been in and out of her life, and until he's been in a serious relationship, didn't choose to really have a very adequate relationship with his daughter.
I had my daughter every other Sunday for 2 years before this.
I hope they build and bond and grow.
Oh, I'll still have her every other weekend.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Blair versus Cheverini, step forward, please.
21-year-old nurse's assistant Tricia Blair is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old construction worker Joseph Cheverini, for unpaid rent and bills. Joseph says he moved out because he caught Tricia smoking marijuana with their kids.
Miss Blair, you and Mr. Cheverini lived together. You have a child together, and you have a child from a previous relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
You signed a lease for an apartment, and the thrust of your complaint is that Mr. Cheverini moved out of the apartment, leaving you with 5 months' rent to pay on the apartment, and you want him to pay the remainder of the lease, which is 5 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And he says pretty much grow up. You got a restraining order against him that was bogus. He was forced out of the house, and he has absolutely no intention of paying the rent. So I have a couple of questions. When did you sign the lease?
In August of '04.
And how old are your children?
4 years old and 3 months old.
And where is the father of your 4-year-old?
He's in the Marines in North Carolina.
Were you married to him?
No.
Does he see the child?
No, he does not.
Does he support the child?
Yes, he does.
How much does he send?
$294 a month, court ordered.
When was the last time you were employed?
March of last year.
Who supported your household while you were living with Mr. Cheverini?
I collected disability.
What was the nature of your disability?
I have to have surgery on my stomach. I was born with intestinal problems, and I've had to have several surgeries to fix it.
You mean your disability didn't prevent you from having 2 children, but it prevents you from working?
Yes, I can't lift over 5 to 7 pounds. I'm not allowed to lift my arms above my head. I have problems holding down food.
You can't lift more than 5 to 7 pounds. Who lifts your babies?
Well, my son, he walks, but
your son didn't walk when he was 3 months old or 6 months old and 9 months old.
I had had surgery prior to that, and I hadn't had any problems until just before I had my daughter. My stomach surgery came undone just because it's been 8 years since I had my last surgery, just from normal wear and tear on my body.
How much does your daughter weigh now?
Right now, she weighs 13 pounds.
Who supported your household for the last year?
Me and him, we split things evenly. I gave my child support plus my disability.
You weren't collecting disability all during that time?
I have been. I have been collecting since we lived in our apartment disability. The last check I received was in October. We moved in August.
But that was before your daughter was born?
Yes.
You told me that you weren't sick before your daughter was born.
No, I was ill.
Didn't you just tell me that everything was okay until you didn't have a little more wear and tear?
I'm sorry,
after your daughter was born?
What I meant to say was that I was having problems during my pregnancy. I was seeing my physician regularly, and he advised me that because I had found out in March that I was pregnant, that I should not work because I could not lift and it would cause harm to the baby.
There are an awful lot of things you can do without lifting 7 to 10 pounds, like answering a phone. That only weighs a couple of ounces. That's a job.
My daughter is only 3 months. I haven't been working due to the fact that she's so young right now.
So that the baby is with you all the time and you manage to lift 13 pounds.
I have no choice. He's not in the home. What am I going to do, let her starve to death?
All I'm suggesting to you, Ms. Blair, is that when people scam the government, it irritates me.
I would never.
Well, you are. Because if you're lifting a 13-pound baby, you can lift something 7 pounds and get a job. And if you're taking care of a child that weighs more than 7 pounds, then whatever you said to Social Security disability,
It's
which
temporary.
is I cannot lift anything above 7 pounds, is not true, because you do every day.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tricia Blair says ex-boyfriend Joseph Cheverini owes for breaking a lease. Joseph says Tricia has a restraining order against him.
Hey, I forgot what your complaint is. All right. So there came a time he moved out of the house. When did you move out, sir?
Just recently, about a month ago.
And you took the 2 children with you?
Yes.
Why?
Because I have a problem with her excessive partying.
What do you mean excessive partying? What does that mean?
You know, drinking and other uses.
I don't know. We're in court. You tell me. She drinks and she uses drugs?
Occasionally.
What kind of drugs?
Marijuana.
And when you came home from work about a month ago, what was it that precipitated you leaving?
The house was full of smoke, and my newborn baby was in the house along with the 4-year-old.
What kind of smoke?
Pot smoke.
Really?
Your Honor, that's not true.
I'll get to you in a second. What did you say to her?
Well, we got into an argument, and she decided she was going to leave with the kids, and I wasn't having that. So I had called the cops to arrest her because she had previous warrants for assault and driving on a suspended license, because I didn't want her to take the kids out of my house.
Okay. And that was successful. So they came and they arrested her.
Yep.
And you took the children. Where did you take the children?
To my sister's house.
Under what circumstances does Ms. Blair get the children back?
She put a restraining order out saying, using false allegations, saying I assaulted her. Yes, Your Honor.
I'd like to see the allegations.
Saying I've hit her several times and verbally assaulted.
All right, so she filed this petition asking for a protective order for herself and for the children.
Correct.
And she wants temporary custody of the minor child, and that is Jada, that's your daughter.
Yep.
The other one she doesn't need custody of because she already has custody of that child. And when the police came to your house, what happened?
They gave me the papers and they said that I had to release the baby.
And did you?
Yes, with no problems.
And that was when, sir?
I don't know.
February 23rd, Your Honor.
Okay, and in the petition you asked him to stay away from you, is that right? So how could you ask him for rent?
The claim has been dismissed since March 11th.
Just a second. So you dismissed the claim on March 11th?
Yes. When I
indicating that you were in fear for your life and safety and in fear for your children, you needed a protective order. And I'm asking you, between February 23rd and March 11th, what happened to alleviate your fear?
I was hoping to reconcile everything. I wanted to get back together. I was hoping maybe we could go to family counseling.
You mean after you said all of these horrible things about him? He
Your
hit
Honor,
you,
he said
kicked you.
so many...
I'm speaking. He kicked you, he beat you, he hit you in front of your brother, he hit you in front of your sister, and abused you both verbally and physically. Then you wanted to reconcile with him.
We have 2 children, Your Honor.
So the answer is nothing happened between February 23rd and March 11th when you dropped the case. All of a sudden you
I had
felt
spoken
safe.
with his lawyer. His lawyer was trying to get us into family counseling. We were hoping to make things work for the sake of the children.
It didn't work.
I know.
And now you're living in the apartment? I suggest you stay there. He's not paying for it.
I can't
afford him. Then move. He's not coming back to a situation where, on your whim, you can go and get a protective order put out against him, citing egregious acts of assault where you are in fear for your life, and then miraculously, in a relatively short period of time, without any intervention, that fear is gone. So he would be an idiot to live with you, knowing that you know how to do this. I think he would be an idiot to come back home because you resorted to this in order to get the children back.
Your Honor, he filed false charges with Child Family Services, saying that I was an unfit parent, I can't take care of my children. They came into my house, they found nothing at all to say that I was an unfit parent.
Well, one thing that they should do, is they should do a hair follicle test to see if you use drugs.
He has used drugs also. He is addicted to coke.
So is what you're telling me is it's okay for you to use marijuana?
Your Honor, I have
because,
not
listen to me, you said it, he uses drugs too, is what you said.
No,
so is what you're telling me is it's okay for you to use drugs because the father uses drugs also? Is that what you're telling me? All I said was...
Since my child has been... since I've been pregnant, a long time ago. We've been in a relationship for 2 years. My daughter, it only takes 9 months to conceive a child. He was using
No, it
things
doesn't take 9 months. It takes 9 seconds. Miss Blair, you have no case. You currently seeking custody of this child? When is your next court date?
Supposedly April 4th.
You suggest to the court that both of you submit to hair follicle tests because you now have this on tape where she says that you are addicted to cocaine, and you say merely a month ago she was using marijuana to the extent that the fumes were all over your house.
Your Honor, that was his nephew.
Just a second. So that if, in fact, she had used marijuana, it stays in the hair.
I know.
And there's a buildup. But I'm going to tell you something, people in glass houses.
No, I have nothing to worry about.
Very good. Miss Blair, your case is dismissed. That's all.
Excuse me, step out.
हर हर महादेव दोस्तों, हम लोग आ चुके